Hello. Hello, Astro. Okay, right before stream started, I had to make sure I wasn't on my new model because oh my god, I would have cried. I would have cried. The whole week I'm supposed to prep for the fucking debut and I exposed the new model. That would have been terrifying. But oh my god, the model is complete! Chat, I'm telling you now. For my first time rigging, it looks so good! It looks so good, chat! It looks so good! I can't wait for you guys to see it! Oh my god, I'm so excited! I had to make the promotional video after stream today, well, sometime today, to hype it up a bit more for the week. So I'm a bit excited. I'm a bit excited. The model looks so nice. I hope you guys are like just as excited as I am, because I'm telling you now, when I was looking at that model and like messing around with it, and then I switched to this model, I was like, oh my god, the new one matches me so much more better than this one does, and I've never felt so much more like yippee about it than I have. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Not only that, since I'm the one who rigged it and made the art and I'm basically doing everything, it's kind of like, oh my god, I made this. I made this. That's insane. That is insane. I don't think I'd ever open up commissions for Live 2D though, because no way. I don't trust me with that rigging stuff, because oh my god, it is a pain in the ass. Like when I first imported the new model, I was like, oh my god, there's shit wrong with it, and I was just like, no, I thought it was perfectly fine. I thought it was okay, so I had to reopen it, redo everything, re-import it, and I was like, oh, finally. It's good to go. I mean, there is still some small issues about it, and I'll show you guys when I debut it. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I'm in the mood to. Well, my sis saw it and she was like, "Oh my god, it looks kind of 3D," and I was like, "Oh, that's good then. That's good. That means I did okay. That means I did pretty good." And I stared at it for a good hour, like moving around and messing with the toggles. Oh my god, I'm so excited! Yeah! I gave up on my rig. Oh no! I'm telling you now, don't give up. I was about to give up too, but you know, the tutorials out on YouTube really do help. The thing is, there wasn't a really good tutorial on how to rig a tail. And I was like, oh my god. So I kind of had to figure it out on my own. So the tail probably looks a bit wonky. But that's okay, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think I'm ever gonna toggle the tail to move upwards unless I want to. But it's an option. It's an option. It looks good not rotating upwards though. If that's anything. But I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I tested it out with my overlays right now, and it matches so well with the overlays that I have already set up, because now I don't blend in as much, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I don't blend in as much. That's all that matters, because right now my hair blends in pretty well. So does the clothes. It blends in pretty closely to the background, but the new one doesn't, and it feels so nice. It feels so nice. When do you think you're gonna debut? July 14th, next Friday. That is my debut date. July 14th, which is why I have to promote it the whole week. I have to promote it as best as I can. Give out little teasers and here and there. The thing is, it's gonna be hard to give out little teasers because I don't want to show much of the model. I just want to show the silhouette of it. But maybe I'll like show like a shade over my face and then like go or something. Damn, I'm clearing my schedule on that day for real. Yeah, and it's okay if you miss it. The VOD will be up. We're gonna just chat the whole time. I'll talk about how I thought of the design and everything and all that. I'll show you guys previews on the design I was going to originally do, as well as yeah, as well as things that I struggled with and all that. So it'll be a fun little debut talk. You guys can ask me questions about myself in the debut as well, in case there are any new people coming in, you know, and want to get to know me, and you don't want to watch the old debut that I set off way back when. Like a couple months ago, I would say, is when I actually did a debut stream talking about myself and my interests. You know what? I still have those slides. I can do it again. I will do it again. You know what? To stall time, I will do the slides again and act like it never happened. I still have those slides. I will do it again. I will do it again. But yeah, I'm so excited. I want to show you guys so badly. So badly. But I can't. I can't. Oh, it has a more, I would say it has more range of motion in the newer model. So that I'm so excited. Melody? Are you calling, my name isn't Ned. Who's Ned? Flanders? Ned Flanders? But yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. My hair actually makes sense. In the new one, my hair actually makes sense. This doesn't make sense. I don't know why I drew it like this. Long lost sister real? Oh my god, no way. Melody. God, cheating. But yeah, my hair actually makes sense and all that. I'm so excited. Yippee! Yippee! Oh my god, I want to scream of excitement. Now I have to work on the starting soon ending screen. Alerts will have to hold off until then. I just want to mainly focus on the things that will be seen the most. I doubt alerts will be seen the most because you know, I'm a small content creator. And honestly, it's okay. It gives me time. Yeah, see, it's so complicated on drawing my hair. But my new one, hopefully my new one is more understandable. I'll explain how it works. I'll have a reference sheet. Ooh, the reference sheet! I totally forgot about the reference sheet. Oh wait, I have a checklist. I have a checklist. I could checklist off the rigging. Oh shit, I just moved my webcam. I'm not gonna do a cover. No, I'm not gonna do a lore video. I'm not gonna do alerts yet. And then, okay. I just need, okay, yeah. And the final stages of Melody's new form. Yeah, I'm so excited. Oh, I want to show you guys so bad. I'm like itching. I'm itching. The fact I got it done at least within 2 weeks is insane, especially for the rig. So, you know, it's something. It's something. Worked on it for a good month for the design, and then the rig was like almost 2 to 3 weeks. So yeah, oh my gosh. I think for like rigging, once you understand like the small notices about it, like the way the head movements work, or like how like 3D is supposed to like to rig an eye. Oh my god, the eyes are so annoying because you have to like cover it, and like sometimes the clipping doesn't work. I don't know why. I will show you guys when I have it, but it is such a pain. But the thing is, you know, I did the blinking and shit like last, like as last. I don't know why I did. I don't know if you were supposed to or not. But yeah, I couldn't even save it because I was using the free version. Oh no, man. Oh god. The free version limits you, doesn't it? It limits you pretty hard, huh? You only have like certain amount of parameters to use and deformers. Dude, I don't know how people can rig on the free version like that low. But anyways, we're playing Our Life. We're continuing step 3. I won't be finishing step 3 today. I will do half of it at least to my advantage. I will try to, because I am now, and I don't want to lose my energy too much this stream, because I already lose most of it rigging today, and oh my gosh. I also need to figure out how I'm going to do the starting soon, ending, and BRB. I already have an idea, but I need to figure out how I'm going to work it, how I'm going to animate it, and all that. But yeah, I'm taking a week off next week. You guys won't be seeing content from me until the new debut. So I'm gonna miss you guys. I hate taking that long of a break. It makes me feel so like lonely. I like streaming. Streaming is so fun. And wait, where the fuck is the game? Where do I? Oh, here it is. Lamau. Yeah. Emotes will have to wait until I achieve the affiliates. I'm close though, kind of. I mean, I'm almost halfway there. I'm almost halfway to 3,000. I'm almost halfway. How's it sound? How's it sound, chat? How's it sound? Sound okay? Oh, look. Don't worry. I'll keep you guys updated with everything. But how's it sound? How's it sound? Sound okay? Everything good? My mosquito bite is itchy. We're almost to 900. We're almost on 900 subs. I'm so excited. But yeah, I'm gonna try to promote it as best as I can. But yeah, I'm just gonna... Did I miss anything? Nope, just started. Just talking about my new model. Alright. Let us continue. Let us continue our adventure. Since you're romantically interested in Cove and are old enough to start being physically affectionate more seriously, you can choose what initiative level he has throughout his time. Hey, yo! Wait a minute. Oh, making sure the player experiences what they want is important in our life, but always putting your choice first can potentially make a relationship feel one-sided. So we've added some flexibility in how it works out. Low initiative means that Cove will occasionally ask to touch the MC, and in those situations there will always be an opportunity to say yes or no. For example, he won't simply lean over and kiss the MC as a greeting or in an emotional moment. Every piece of physical interaction will be either initiated or approved by the player before it happens. Oh, go! Yippee! Middle initiative means there will always be those certain times when Cove requests to touch the MC. Many chances to initiate affection on your own. And also, he will pretty regularly give affection automatically. One example would be giving the MC a kiss because he's happy or emotional or something else. And in other situations, you could choose to not make the first move in order to give Cove the space to be the one act forward. Hello, Crow Gamer. Nice to meet you. I'm glad you subscribed. Welcome to my beautiful army. You can't escape. You're stuck here now. You can't leave. You're forever stuck here. You can't leave. You know, it's part of a rule. You can't go anywhere now. I have kidnapped you and took your soul. You can't do anything now. But thank you. Nice to meet you too. I hope you have a wonderful stay. Follow the rules in the description, and yeah, just be a regular human being. Anyways. And then let's switch. You could choose not to make the first move to give. Because I don't think I want to leave. Good! You're stuck here forever. Unless you do something and you have to get banned because you did something that you weren't supposed to. But you know, I doubt anyone would go that far. I'm hoping not. Anyways. Overall, the love interest can get romantic, but the player's agency will take priority. High initiative includes everything middle does, but it also means that player agency will be reduced to a degree in favor of having Cove give physical affection even more frequently and with less prompting. Instead of all the major affection-giving situations being led by a choice menu for you to decide on, some will instead be replaced by Cove acting automatically. Oh? This level is only recommended if you're very comfortable with the physical affection and would prefer to simply see it happen rather than always holding the reins on it. However, this level is mostly relevant if Cove ends up as your official boyfriend at some point. So we're not officially boyfriend and girlfriend? Situations where high-level initiative makes a difference and tend to come up in scenes that are exclusive to being in a relationship. The parts that are included in the middle initiative, which will be seen whether you're dating or not. Once you pick your level, can be changed part-way through a step. The choice only comes up at the very beginning of a story selection. We hope you enjoy whatever initiative option you decide on. Oh, wait, I can't. Oh my god, wait, I want high initiative. Wait, he does stuff on his own. He's kind of like, you know, I don't want to pick like if he should or should not do something. I'm gonna do high initiative. Let's do high initiative, chat. Let's go. Let's get into this together. We're all dating Cove right now, kind of. The start of classes ended the relaxed free days of summer. It didn't take long for you to get back into the swing of the school year routine. Schedules and homework became the new normal. Derek wasn't around nearly as much. With school and after-school activities, there weren't many opportunities for him to take the trip out to your neighborhood. Sometimes you'd hear that he was out at a training camp or something like that, but you weren't always sure what he was up to. But you still kept in touch over the phone. We keep in touch with Derek. The Jeremy kid did disappear after the summer, and no one ever heard from him again. Where he went or where he might be up to was a mystery. Yippee! Jeremy is an asshole. If you don't know who Jeremy is, in the last part, he was some asshole kid who was going through emotions and was shit-talking everyone, and I almost fought him, but I didn't. But I wanted to. More summers came and went like the waves of the shore coming in and out. In your second year of high school, someone new started to visit Sunset Bird, a sunny girl named Terry Brooke. She was a friend Cove made due to them being both being ocean obsessed. Is this gonna be a love triangle? Please no. Please, I can't do this. Please don't do this to me. Terry was more than glad to befriend you too. Someone close to Cove had to be good company, she felt. You were past it. I can't read. You were pleased to get along with her as well. Terry was tight with another girl who you had known distantly from school for a long time, Miranda Eckert. You saw more and more of her as time went on, thanks to Terry and Miranda's own outreach. After a while, all of you developed a real friendship together. As for your home life, the Blaise also I forgot I fucking named myself Mlemble. The Blaise also had developments. Changing laws and public perception countrywide made it possible for your moms to openly wear their wedding rings without questions. Yippee! She started having trouble. Hey! Words are hard to enunciate. Is that the word? Enunciate? Yes, enunciate. Though they had a wedding years ago, it was only recently that the union was officially recognized everywhere in the U.S. That was a good day, to say the least. Elizabeth came into her own and stopped being quite as irritable. She no longer worried about perceived childness as she grew up for real. She didn't even mind being called Lizzie again, although most people used Liz. She eventually graduated high school and moved out to attend college in another state. It was a lot for you to adjust to your older sister being gone. Liz never let you forget her role in your life, though kept in touch. Cole's relationship with his family improved over the years. Kyra visited several times after the summer, and things began easier between the two. He was also closer with his dad than ever before. You knew that he talks more. And that helped prevent a lot of friction before it could start. And Cove only continued to open up to his parents and the rest of the world. He was so bright, he shone. He would willingly join conversations, make jokes, and put in effort not to use overly blunt phrasing. Cove's interests had shifted from when he was younger. He still enjoyed athletic activities on occasion, but now he gave more time to more studious endeavors as well. Things had shifted between you and Cove, but in a way that most couldn't see. After all this time, he wasn't just your neighbor. He wasn't only your friend, or even a guy you were interested in. You were in love with him. You loved Cove. You knew that fact for certain. There was no one else you had those feelings for. It was strange to look back on it all. The future faded into your present, and then it was simply the past. Even the most fundamental parts of your life couldn't last forever. You felt that the most pointedly the day you inevitably graduated high school. It was over, and you would not be going back ever again. From now on, what came next was your choice. You would be directing your own life. That was where you were currently. The summer after school had ended, the first summer of true freedom. What used to be a reprieve? Reprieve? Oh, it's thundering again. Do you guys hear it, chat? I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's thundering again. Excuse me. Whoa, that one rumbled the house. What used to be a reprieve from the typical was now going to be your first step into adulthood. One fine summer morning, you took what had become a very special scene, the whole family having a meal together. Wow, look at Liz! Your big sister Liz still hadn't lived at home full-time for a couple years, but she arrived last week to spend the season here, since it was an off semester for her. She wanted to make sure she was in town because you had now also graduated high school, so who knew how much rarer these moments would become in the future. Calling your burps thunder. Very original. No, that's not my burps. Did I even burp this stream? I don't even remember burping. Did I burp? I don't remember. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. You watched on as Liz laughed good-naturedly over a comment Mom made. Her Elizabeth-only mindset had only been a phase. Nearly any nickname was welcome at this point of her life. Strangely, even though she'd move away, you lately felt closer to her than you had in a long time. I did? I burped 5 seconds? I don't remember. I don't remember. I did? You idly scooped up more of your breakfast and chewed absent-mindedly. You were a vegan, you're vegetarian, you were picky. Whatever. And the meal you had reflected that. It included just about everything your moms had made, though you often made your own food nowadays. With Liz around, your parents even made even more options than usual. Your sister had been vegetarian for a while, and they wanted to make sure she had choices too. Conversation had gone idly without fully taking in the words, until your ears were piqued when Ma started on a bit of a town gossip. And so that's how I heard the news. Damn, our mom looks really tired. Our moms look really tired, chat. They're eye bags. Oh god. We're getting older. This can't be. Is my blush on? No, it's not. Oh my god. On my phone, it looks like my blush is on. I guess it's only when I smile. Alright. Now stop burying the lead and tell us, what is this so-called news? Ma giggled as she cast a look across the table, satisfied that she had everyone's attention. Well, it turns out the Donalds won't be renting out the condo up the street as per Sunset Bird tradition, for the first time in what must be nearly 2 decades. A chorus of gasp, shocked expressions were all around. After initial shock, your eyebrows pinched. Ma may consider them by name, but you and Lizzie always viewed them exclusively as the mean old couple who would yell at anyone under 25 who crossed their paths. Your ma continued on with the story, spreading strawberry jam over a piece of toast as she did so. They've decided not to take big trips anymore. Friends and family will be visiting them at their home. That's nice for them. That's nice for them then. Have a good summer. Mean grandparents with no grandkids. Away from us. That's a relief. It's kind of sad they can't travel anymore. Oh, they're still okay even if they're mean. My thoughts exactly, Liz. Finally, they can piss off. Oh my. You didn't have anything to comment. That's a relief. They're out of here. Be nice, kids. You don't want to end up like them, do you? You and your sister cracked smiles at the joke. At least they won't be here to yell at my children anymore. Pleshay Davis, please do not, attack me for like any of the decisions I make. Because I noticed you did that in the last one as well. You attacked me for kissing Cove. Because I'm the one playing the game, and if you want your own decisions, you can play the game yourself, but these are decisions I'm making. So please don't, like, attack what decisions I'm making on my own. Because, you know, I'm gonna be honest here. I do not care if it hurts your feelings or not. And so I'm just gonna be, like, blunt about it. Don't get too mad about the decisions I'm making. Because I'm the one playing, and if you want to play on your own accord, you can go ahead. It's a free visual novel game. Because you started attacking a chatter last time for telling me that I can go back and pick a different choice. So, if I see that again, you know, I don't want to have to ban you or time you out or anything. I'm just saying, because you said that you kind of went a little bit angry last step when I first last played it, and I just want to give you a heads up, because this is your warning. This is your warning from me. And that blunt comment got laughter from all three of you. Engrossed in conversations once more, you continued to chat with your family until the meal was over. What is this? Step 3, third time's charm. Wait, it's not third time's a charm? Wait, chat, is it not third time's a charm? A charm? Wait, I'm so confused. It's not third... Huh? As it went, once the food was eaten, the cleanup had to be done. Liz took the role of washing the dishes and passed them for you to dry and put away. You had a set of cups in front of you that needed to go onto the top shelf of the cabinet. It was effortless to do. You're very tall. Yeah, I'm definitely really tall. No, I'm kidding. The task was pretty straightforward for you. You were tall. You had to stretch, but it was doable. You were an average height. I am average height. Not really. Average height is 5'6", but I am... You know what? That was simply your lot in life. You'd always hovered around the expected height for your age. Yeah, you are. You felt great about how things were. Oh shit. You hoped you still... Oh, I'm fine with it. I don't really care about my height. I'm inside most of the time anyways. Your height was something about yourself that you were always quite pleased with. Liz shook you out of your internal musing by starting up an impromptu conversation. She seemed to be voicing the thoughts that had been buzzing around in her own head. I have to say, going back for another semester this fall is pretty intimidating. You think after this first year or two I'd have a handle on things, but no. You still glance at her, still pacing the cups in the proper place. I guess it's only fair. My first round was pretty general classes. And year 1 of my architecture major was the basics. Now I feel serious. To actually know some things. The laugh she gave was flippantly airy, but the way she shrugged at the plates held more forces than necessary. I think it's really cool you want to be an architect. That sounds really hard. You simply shrugged. You merely listened to her venting. I think it's really cool. Don't be too impressed yet. Wait to see if it actually happens. But thanks. Just as his mouth quirked into a small smile. He'll be fine, one way or another. Oh, but I'm not trying to scare you away from college, if that's even your plan. What is going on with that, anyway? Let's see. You had no idea, because I do not. College is scary. You answered the question as much as you were able and willing to. Liz's smile grew more reassuring as you did. You made it through 12 years of full-time education already. You've got plenty going for you. Sometimes it felt hard to believe your public schooling experience was over. In the end, you had graduated at the top of your classes. No, you soared through with high marks. You had to work extremely hard, but you were rewarded with great grades. You had been an average graduate. There's nothing special. and you were going to miss it. You felt satisfied leaving off there. Yeah, and you wish it could have gone better. Even though it wasn't anything necessarily bad, you couldn't help but feel disappointed. It wasn't especially good either. Liz picked up the silence of her question ended up creating. She decided it was time to make a closing statement on the topic.
You're a good girl.
Aww. Do what's best for you, and we'll be here to back it up. Thanks, Liz. Aww. And at that, Liz happily passed the final dish your way. She waved a soapy, soaked hand as a farewell and moved on to her next task for the cleanup job. You were focused on getting the last pieces put back where they belonged. You eventually moved on to a new chore, but that was interrupted by the sound of your cell phone. It was the phone's default ringtone. You had used the silly novelty song as you had used the most beloved. Nah, I want the silly song. Give me the silly song. You casually picked it up from the table where you had placed it earlier. The phone was a couple years old at this point, having been a 16th birthday gift from your parents. They decided which model to get, but you got to pick the color. It was... Where's pink? Pink! Ooh, turquoise. Rose gold, yeah! And it was just the phone. You didn't do anything to decorate it. Oh, let's add a special charm to it. Which was a small shell, a crystal, a heart, a music note, a cat face. A string of beads? Yes! The crab! The crab! You were pleased when you finally had a prominent place to use the gift. The screen lit up as you gave the little device a swipe with one finger. You were informed by his caller ID that it was Lee. You weren't surprised. Despite having busier and busier lives and not living in the same town, you still had a good relationship with your cousin of the same age. Especially once the miracle of both of you having your own phones actually happened. She got hers first, though. Tapping at the accept button, you answered her call. A familiar, bubbly voice came through right after.
Hi.
Hey, Mom. Hiya. I trust I'm not interrupting anything major? Only some cleaning around the house. Oh, then you're welcome for my call. A distraction from the must have been desperately needed. Yes, thank you, my dear cousin. She giggled and you could hear the jingling of jewelry she must be wearing. Nothing amazing is happening for me either. I'm bored and felt like chatting. My morning shift ended, so I'm free for the rest of the day. Woo! That's good. You were off from your part-time job today. You know what? I may not have a job right now, but we're gonna say we have a job real. Like you, Lee had started dipping her toes into the workforce as of late. It made keeping in touch frequently even more complicated, but you both managed. What about you? It's been pretty normal.
Cool.
That's you then. So, how's Mr. Cove Holden doing? There was a teasing bent to her tone. She was never willing to let up on what was going on between the two of you. But the name was incredibly familiar to your ears. Cove, your next-door neighbor for the past decade at this point. But he was far more than just someone who lived on the same street. You vividly remembered the summer day where you expressed your feelings for each other as little 13-year-olds. We only got together officially recently. I feel like that's the way to go. Are you even surviving with the boy being 10 feet away at all times? Or is everything right with the world again and he's back? No, Lee, he isn't here. Just like he wasn't here yesterday, or the last time you asked, or the time before.
Sorry.
Oh, my bad. Can you blame me? Doesn't he seem like he should have made his grand return already? Plus, I want to visit soon, and he needs to be there too. You could understand where she was coming from. This was certainly outside the norm. For the past couple months, and the last few weeks especially, Cove had been going to his mom's place in Nevada. The two of you still regularly stayed in contact over texts and calls, but still. Your mind began to drift back in time to all the prior trips he'd taken to visit her. Almost every year, he'd have to go away for a while, and then he'd be back. You weren't a fan, but that made do. It was just shitty. It upset you. Your younger self worried about him leaving for good. Oh, that's so made you sad and lonely when it happened. It was kind of nice to take breaks from each other. No, I would say it would be sad and lonely. The entire time he was there, your mom's helped you ship out care packages for him. You gave him special treasures to take with him before he left. You kept an eye on his house for him, capable of doing anything until he was back. Let's say special treasures. Some were just to borrow, and others were for him to keep forever. He sent you letters while they're there in return. That's how it was in the past, but lately he had been trying to see her as much as he could before taking long trips to another state became too impractical to do. His part-time work could become full-time soon, or he could be moving somewhere else for school. Cove hadn't really been entirely clear on what his plans were after high school. Cove was hesitant to speak on that. Even with you, it couldn't be avoided forever, though. You both knew that. Maybe we should switch this up to a non-Cove related topic. Sounds like a plan. The rest of the conversation rolled off. Not much longer, though. Lee had to go, and you need to finish your responsibilities around the house. The both of you exchanged goodbyes, then you went back to what you had been working on before the call came in. As you wrapped the last of your chores, you were approached by Liz wearing a cheeky smile. I've got Mom's keys. Want to get out of this tiny town to do some shopping in a real city? Yippee! Sorry, I was handing Pokemon cards. Wait, chat, should I open them right now? You know, I'll open them later. You guys can't see a hand count. That sounds great. I'm driving. You were glad for that. You were still learning. You didn't know how to drive. No, you could drive too. It was her plan. Yeah. Yeah. Go get your wallet and anything else. We're going now. With a nod, you made a quick detour to collect your stuff from your bedroom. You had money saved up from all the part-time work you'd done, as well as some from gifts you received. After making sure you both were fully prepared for the long haul to the largest city in the surrounding area, you buckled into the car. It was a smooth ride there, with light conversation about what shops to shop at, and a radio blasting. Liz controlled what was played, but she made sure to pick songs she knew you liked. It was something the two of you had always done for each other. Aww. So true, though. You and my sister do that. The trip there breezed by, and in what felt like no time, you had gone from cruising down the road to cruising down through the mall. Liz had her interests to check out, and you yours. Your hobbies and skills were still the ones you developed when you were younger. Got into new things. You spent time on art, drawing, painting, creating digitally, and enjoyed music. You played how do you spell ukulele? And you like to watch movies and TV and hello and you games were fun. You like to play video games and like going to the beach and swimming, looking for all of these, going yeah, into fashion. You loved clothes. Enjoyed learning new things. And that was everything. Reading never. When turning a corner down a new length of the mall, your eyes caught on a little gift store. Your friends and family had recently given you many presents for graduating high school. You realized you wanted to get a graduation gift yourself to give to Cove. You had a gift of your own ready to give to Cove when the chance came. You realized you wanted to get a graduation gift yourself to give to Cove. Yeah! Graduation may have already come and gone, but Cove wasn't really around then anyway. He kept an eye out for something good, though you might have something nice for him at home already. Eventually, the mall was explored in full, with every shop of note being checked over. Rather than going home, you decided to walk over to some smaller stores nearby. Liz had many thoughts on the topic. Honestly, malls are not a bastion of society. Even if smaller stores require extra distance, the brands are so much more. The sister abruptly stopped speaking and walking right in the middle of the path. It was a good thing no one was behind her. She seemed to shut off for a moment. Liz? The attempt to catch her attention was unsuccessful. Something else had all her focus. Before you could puzzle out what might be happening, she began to mumble out of the corner of her mouth. Lem, don't draw attention. But look. What? With harsh whisper, a startled jerk of her head urged you to once more. Look! You followed her gaze as best you could, a large bunch of colorful teens strolling down the same path. Okay, your face back over to your sister with confused expression and an unspoken question. What were you supposed to be saying there? Mom, doesn't one of them seem familiar? She was particularly bouncing at this point, so you looked over the group again, and that time you saw she was seeing. It's him! I forgot his name! What the fuck was his name again? Hold on, I can think of it. I forgot. Amongst the collection of strangers with brown hair, gray eyes, and lots of freckles. Shiloh! I knew it had something to do with in it. That's Shiloh! Our Shiloh! From when we were kids! Yep, that was definitely him. I can't believe it! He's honestly just there! That's hilarious! That's incredible! Oh, but how do we talk to them? We'd have to pull him away from all those other people, and what if I'm wrong? Your mouth opened to reply, but she cut it off with her own answer to the question. I got it! I'll shout the name Shiloh, and then when we can act like it wasn't us. If he responds to that, we'll know without a doubt it's him. Keep an eye out to see if he looks. Yeah, let's try it. Why not? Who wants chocolate? Chocolate! 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 Likely without even hearing what you had to say, Liz put her plan into action. Shiloh! She loudly projected the word across the way, then put an act of casualness toward turning her head away from the scene while brushing it off of her skirt. In a supremely awkward moment, you could only stand there as tension in the area shifted to two of you thanks to your sister's shout. Oh, look at him! But of the many startled bystanders who became altered to your presence, one of them was the boy. From a distance, his large eyes met yours. He looked. A wide grin over Liz's face. She pushed the rim of her sun wrap away from her face while swishing back around to greet her old friend directly. Shiloh! Waving, she stepped a bit closer to express her intention to meet without really closing the gap. She wanted him to come to her. Who you presumed to be Shiloh looked surprised at the call-out. He stole a quick glance at the crowd he was with and hesitantly glanced back at your way. He was trying to double-neck something. Liz remained steadfast with her gaze trained on him. And ultimately, he broke away from the rest of them. After a light-footed jog across the break, a young man pleasantly presented himself in front of Liz and you. Hi. Oh, it's Shiloh! Oh. Hello, Alyssa. Hello. I like your hat. Just a simple greeting, had Liz giggling. Hey. Hello. I'm not sure if you remember this, but I'm Lizzie, and that's Blum. We were all friends when we were little kids. His already bright eyes grew even larger, their gaze darting between you and Liz. His previously chipper demeanor faded into something delicate. I'm really sorry, but I think you have the wrong person. You could tell not being instantly recognized was going to make his exchange more challenged. Still, this was an undeterred. Can't stay for long because I'm away on vacation 10 p.m. No worries, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, whatever time you are. Remember, you're beautiful. It was a long time ago. You were really young. I get why you feel like that. However, I'm positive I'm right. You're exactly the same. That face, the freckles, how generally you try to phrase things. You're even still wearing the hat. Instinctively, he looked up at his headwear, increased eyebrows, not making the connection on why the hat meant something to her. Okay. We knew each other, okay? And that easy smile settled on him. As a silence followed Liz's speech, he was picking up his next words carefully. And then the quiet was obliterated by a new voice bursting into the conversation. Shiloh! What are you doing? The rest of the group already left! A field trip is not a vacation. We're on a schedule! Startled, your head snapped towards the path. A distinctly unhappy individual with piercing magenta eyes, dark brown skin, and a sharp jaw stormed your way. He carried a cloud of authority with him, despite looking like he wasn't even 18 yet. Sorry, I didn't mean to ditch! Shiloh, whose name was now officially confirmed, gestured with a hand to add to the explanation of his absence as the stranger watched impatiently. They thought they recognized me as someone they knew, but it was a tiny misunderstanding. Liz, theoretically as well, was literally put foot down at that, stomping in frustration and getting more childish the longer she was around her childhood companion. We do know you! Huh? What? Shiloh merely shrunk in on himself. The tone he spoke with was pain. Sorry. You honestly couldn't tell if he was apologizing for the upset feelings of your sister or the palpable dissatisfaction of his new acquaintance. That in itself was very Shiloh-like. Oh, you know him, is that it? The stranger spoke in a dismissively scoffing tone, as if it was as if the words sounded so absurd to him. It was almost amusing. Almost. But the sternness of his demeanor quickly reinstated itself. Well, do you know me? I'll tell you. I'm someone who has been forced against his will to be aware of what's going on in Shiloh's ridiculous personal life for a year. If the two of you had any importance in his general day-to-day existence, it would have come up by now. Don't bother trying to exaggerate any trivial connection you might have. It's not good enough. He's with us, and you'll survive without him. Now stop loitering on the road. It's rude. We're the rude ones? The high-strung ranting got an audible gasp from Shiloh, who finally started to speak up again in defense. Nate, that's really mean. It's also true. We're leaving. With the declaration and the unofficial introduced, Nate indigently spun on his heels and walked speedily towards where the group went, completely confident that Shiloh would follow behind. Oh, people sure have bad attitudes, huh? Why can't they just try to get along? It's not hard. Don't worry, though. I bet you won't have to deal with him again. And I'm sorry I can't stay to talk to you, but I hope you have a really nice life. Bye! Bye! And that was it. His final parting words given. Shiloh left the two of you behind to catch up on his own life, and he had to go live. Liz watched his exit, stunned, only to frown when it hit her that he was really gone as quickly as he appeared. It happened so fast he hadn't even been able to get a word in. She sighed, all the energy she built up releasing with that breath. I could have told him his last name was Fields. His birthday is October 30th. That would have proved it, but no. Grow up to be dumb? I'm sorry, Liz. You felt so bad for your sister. He had been such a close friend to her in the early years, and the reunion was completely ruined. Do you want to go catch up with him? Liz merely shook her head, pushing off childish thoughts. I think we can leave it there. Thanks. It's in the middle of a high school field trip, and it was already begun. It's already enough being able to see him. There's something reassuring about witnessing firsthand that he's still out there, enjoying his own part of the world. Though, if given the chance, could definitely have a few words with him about the company he's got. She laughed, but you could tell there wasn't much humor to it. She was mad at that guy, even if she was happy to let Shiloh go. Maybe they're only with each other because of the trip, and it's not usually how things are. Right? True. We can only hope the same for him as he did for us. Have a nice life, Shiloh. Good luck out there. You'll need it. Liz smiled at you and had a self-confidence you knew so well from her. Come on, little baby sister. Let's finish our own trip. Yeah. Can you do a face reveal? That's funny. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. That's funny. It's funny. Ho 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 ho. No matter how how either of you really felt about the occurrence. It was something... My mosquito bite is itchy. Hold on. I'm gonna scratch it because it is bugging me so bad right now. Ah. My mosquito bite. I want a paw reveal. I don't have paws. I have hands. I have hands. Oh, you guys are also gonna get a tail reveal. It's nothing special though. It's just a tail. Bro, why do you stream so late for me? I don't know, man. Time zones are crazy. I'm scratching my mosquito bite. You should use some itch cream. I don't have itch cream. And it feels so nice. It feels so nice. Okay, I'm done. I'm done scratching it. Okay. No matter how either of you really felt about the occurrence, it was something you simply had to accept. People you know just disappear and reappear in the most unexpected ways. Till there's blood. That's not good! You shouldn't be doing that! The two of you enjoyed what remained of your outing until it was time to return home. By the time you arrived back, the sun was already beginning to set. You arched your back as you stretched your arms towards the sky. Oh, towards the ceiling. Whoops, reach for the sky. Well, it had been a good day. It had been enough activity to cover for an entire week. Liz tried to hide a yawn behind her hands. You weren't the only one feeling worn out. I'll be heading up to your room. I mean, the guest room. Since mine stopped being available as soon as I was out the door. Her tone was light. She had quite a lot to say in one subject when you'd first taken over her bigger room after she left for college. But there have been many trips back home for her since then. The room hasn't been hers for years. It was more of a running joke now that she continued to bring the topic up to this day. I didn't see your name on it. Thanks, Liz. Thank you for being so gracious about giving it up. Thank you, Liz. It's a really nice room. That's a mosquito. It's called fleas. Cats need to shower. I shower and I'm fine. But my foot is really itchy. Hey, don't actually sound appreciative. That's playing dirty. Small laugh was shared between you and your older sister. You better believe you'll be back in the guest room when you've got your own place and we're both in town for a visit. We'll take turns. You'll have Thanksgiving, I'll get Christmas. What a reasonable and mature suggestion. I'll think about accepting it. She flashed her familiar grin and you couldn't help but feel glad she was back around, even if it was temporary. With that, she plodded off to the spare room. You were ready to go to the same. Do the same. Hello, Rhombus. Moving into new space was your first opportunity to decorate from the scratch. Design your room? Really? Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, I like the green. Ooh, I like the green. I like it. Extras. Oh, windows. I don't read. Oh, there's more. Oh, let's do that one. There's teddy bears. Oh my god, that's actually really... Wait, can I do that with this? No? Oh, okay. Walls. Left. Ooh. Ooh. I like that. Oh, there's lights. Oh, okay, so I can't, okay. Floor. Okay. A ukulele! Let's keep the volleyball in there. We have completed and has a whole book collection. Little do you know, it's all manga. And how-to guides in Minecraft. No, I'm kidding. You're really satisfied with the feel of your tiny part of the world. As your thoughts drifted, you tried to bite down another yawn. It was no good. Your bed was now lodged in your mind, and all you could think about was collapsing on it. You trudged up the stairs to your room. Stepping inside, you close the door behind you, blocking the rest of the house. When you turn around, you realize you were not alone there. Comfortably perched on the windowsill was someone very familiar to you. Oh my god, look at, oh my god, I have a weakness for guys with long hair. No, and it's in a pony. I have a weakness for guys with long hair. Oh my god, you can't do this to me. You can't. The shock knocked all your words out. How are you here? Surprise. I am having it. I'm going crazy right now. I mean, woo! Holy! Okay, we're good. His tone was easy and relaxed. It certainly was a surprise. You hadn't expected him to be within the state. Never mind your own house. He hadn't answered how he had suddenly just appeared back in Sunsetburg, though to be fair, it had been so astounded there hadn't been much of an opportunity for him to chat with you. Thankfully, Cove was only waiting for a good moment to start and began to explain. Excuse me. I got in about 15 minutes ago. No one was home, so I figured I'd come in the usual way. The window. A small smile had formed on his face. You were still staring at him, unable to blink in case he disappeared. You could still barely believe that he was really there, mere feet away from you. I left my bags in your backyard. I hope that's alright. That was when you truly understood. Cove came straight to you upon getting back to town. You were his first port of call, taking Man, being single is sad. Even though you hadn't been in when he called, Cove had ensured that he'd see you at the earliest opportunity, rather than allowing his plans to change. You shook your head as he said, you ran to Cove. You ran! Run to him! Run to him, Lem! Every second away from him was a moment too long. As you approached, Cove quickly hopped into the windowsill to meet you. I'm so glad you're here. You're too crazy. I missed you. Trouble's back in town. I can't believe my eyes. It's the most amazing man in the world. It's the most amazing man in the world. You didn't say anything. Ask him. I'm gonna be honest with you. You're asking questions that I do not want to answer. I already answered your face reveal question. I'm not gonna do one until I'm ready to. Not only that, you don't really need to see my face to enjoy my content. So I'm so glad you're here. I missed you. I'm gonna go for this one. You ruffled his hair, you wrapped him in a gentle embrace, you pulled him in a bone-crushing hug? Yo. Oh, I thought I clicked it. Oh, you jumped into his arms. Oh, look at him! Cove then ducked his head as if trying to dodge your overwhelming compliment. The whole world is a little much, man. I don't think it is. He lowered his voice. Then if I'm the most amazing man in the world, you'd have to be the most amazing person in the world, period. Aw, look at them flirting. Look at them flirting. You felt your face burn with color. Thankfully, Cove didn't press the point. Oh. His eyes widened as your face inched closer to his. Cove was absolutely nervous and stood his ground. I feel like the cheek is safe for... He placed an affectionate peck on the center of his right cheek before stepping back a bit. Cove rubbed the side of his head and furtively glanced down. Though he was trying to hide it, his giddy smile was too bright to be masked easily. I missed you. What does your hands look like? Baby hands. Why? That's a bit weird. You want to know what my hand looks like? I got it for you. Here you go. Here's my hand. This is what my hands look like. This is how my hands look like. Here's my hands. These are my hands. Oh, you want to see the other side? Here, I'll show you the other side too. Here's my hand. Here's my other hand. This is my other hand. There you go. There. And even if he had said it outright, you would have gotten the message from his body language. Cove was grinning widely, his raised cheeks burying his eyes, which gleamed like hidden gems. But he looked at you as if you were the most exciting treasure of all. How was the trip? Cove's eyebrows seized as he considered your question. He leaned in and... It's sad that I'm this excited over this. I really like romance. Oh my god, chat, they're making the anime of a sign of affection. I'm so excited. I saw the little trailer animation and oh my god! I'm so excited. Romance is winning this year. Romance is winning this year. Give me more. Give me more. After a long moment, he broke his kiss and tilted his head back just enough to speak, but not so much that your forehead stopped touching. Who would it be? Cove is one of the... I just thought, how are you a gamer and have slim fingers? You know, I'm just that good. I hated it. Let's never be apart again, okay? Oh, I forgot! I clicked that we just now started dating. So obviously they're in the small little honeymoon phase. I totally forgot. He said that absolutely as a joke, an exaggeration, something that wasn't a real request, of course, and yet, despite all that, it felt real. Your heart hammered in your chest, your head swam, cast adrift on a tide of thoughts and adrenaline. Excuse me. Cove smiled as if offering a silent apology for his sudden onslaught of tenderness, but he let the words proudly hang in the air, all the same. Cove told you about how his trip back home had gone. Soon you'd even recovered enough to actually listen. His mom was doing really well. She had a project in the works that she was thrilled about. As a result, Cove was going to be sticking around in Sunset Bird for a long time. For the time being. There we go. Things were settled as much as they ever could be. With Cove back once more, he felt at ease. Cove stretched his arm over his head and his eyes on the window, the world beyond. The sun had set while you were both been busy reuniting. Oh, I should probably get my stuff and see my dad. He glanced over to you with a familiar, expectant look. You want to come with me? Hell yeah! Cove began to head to your bedroom door. Carry me, fool! Normal. Cove! He paused, turning to your face. I'm not planning on walking there. Cove shook his head, and the smile on his face implying that it was you and your senses he was questioning, not the request. Where's the cat on your head? Oh, are you talking about the little beautiful blossom with the Family Guy fall? I don't have one on this one, I think. I can also take away this guy, but you know he's kind of. I think you guys are comfortable here, right? Right, guys? You guys are comfortable here, right? Right? You guys are comfortable, right? He'd come to expect the latter, even if he didn't get why it held such appeal for you.
All right.
Oh. He crouched low enough for you to hop on his back. Cove was so tall that getting on his back for rides had taken some trial and error over the years, with a few mishaps and bumps along the way. Eventually, he figured out exactly how far he needed to bend down. This understanding and your extensive practice made it easy for you to climb aboard the Cove Express now. Cove straightened up with poise, accustomed to balancing someone over his shoulders. Now your local taxi. Hell yeah! Woo! Cove carried you down the stairs. He had to duck down a couple of times, the ceiling grazing against your elevated head. Still, you safely reached the ground of your house. The door's gonna be in the way. Get off here so I can open it up. He bent down to let you slide safely off his back. Seeing things from your usual height was disorienting after getting accustomed to looking down at everything. In all the excitement of Cole's return, you hadn't even remembered the gift you were prepared for when he got back. It would be the best gift to give it to him now, before he left your house. Can you wait here for a little while? I got something for you. Cole's eyes widened as he tried to conceal a smile. He toyed with the collar of his top.
Really?
Oh! The voice is so good. I mean, you didn't have to do that. You nodded with some eagerness, trying to imagine how he'd react when he actually saw it. Hadn't been something you could buy. I'm gonna say I made it. It was orange shell he'd been entranced with since you were kids. Yeah! Oh yeah! You quickly went up to your room to collect the shell, knowing exactly where to find it. It had been housed in the same box since you were a little kid, after all. Taking great care, you extracted it from the case. I muted the game again? Oh, it's just really quiet. Okay, how's that? How's that? Is it louder? Is it too loud? Can you hear me, chat? Chat, can you guys still hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you guys still hear me? Is it too loud? Is it too loud? I tried acting as if I was far away. I don't think it I don't think it did anything. Oh shit, my camera. Whoa, it's going crazy. Though it had been a long time since you'd taken it out, the grooves were as familiar to your fingertips as the opening line of your favorite song to your ears. Cove had admired the shell ever since he first saw it, declaring it to be the best of all your treasures. Despite that, he never accepted your offers to take it. He hoped that might change tonight. You closed your hand around the shell, not wanting Cove to see it until you were ready, and headed downstairs. When you were back in front of Cove, you cautiously lifted up your arm up. He looked on curiously as you unfurled your fingers to show him the gift. I know you don't want to take it from me, but what I want is for you to have it. Cove stared down at the familiar shell and nestled in your palm. His mouth parted, though no words came out. He drew eyes to meet yours silently and found the answer to whatever question you couldn't speak. He put his hand over yours and broke the silence. Okay. I'm so single. This just makes me feel lonelier. Why am I playing this? It was as quiet as a whisper. His fingers were as gentle as his words, brushing against your palm as you took the shell from your grasp. He cradled it carefully against his chest and smiled at you, his eyes bright. I'll keep it forever. Oh, he's about to cry! No! You good? No. What the fuck is this word? Reverentially? Laid the gift safely on the counter, but he didn't turn back to face you once he had ensured it was secure. Though his face was angled away from you, you caught his lashes flittering as if batting away his tears. His throat bobbed as he swallowed bubbling emotions. You knew that Cove could be sentimental. The gift and all the memories and feelings tied up to it seemed to have taken a toll on him. When he began to sniffle, you felt the need to reach out. Cove? I can't. You just... I don't know what to do. He forcefully scrubbed his eyes like he was trying to push the tears that threatened to spill. Huh? Huh? I'm so confused. What do you mean?
Cove, it's okay. Do you need to cry?
No, as he's crying. Nevertheless, tears had begun to spill down his cheeks. Even as he wiped them away, more took their place. Thank you. His voice quivered as he spoke. Cove reached out. You gladly stepped forward to meet him. He laid his warm hands against your cheek and brought... I guess it was as quick as it was light, like a butterfly fluttering against you. Oh! I meant you are overworking your body. Oh, no, don't worry. I finished my model today, so all that's left to do is my starting soon, BRB, and ending screen. I'm not gonna give myself extra work by making myself do alerts and stuff. Oh fuck, I also have to do my reference sheet. But yeah, those are what I have planned. Can you raise your hand? Why? Ask him, bro. I don't know what's going up with you, but like, you're asking questions as if to like, yeah, I could raise Bilchon. You want Bilchon instead? Here you go. I raised my hand for you. Are you proud? Are you happy? I don't know why you keep requesting stuff, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I might start ignoring them because you're asking weird requests that is not relevant to anything. The kiss was as quick as it was light, like a butterfly fluttering against you before skittering away, but it couldn't have been any sweeter. You didn't. You're such a crybaby, bro. No, that's so mean. You're welcome. Cove let out a steady breath. It was far removed from the shaky gasps that accompanied his sniffles. The tears had dried. His eyes were a little red, but open and at peace once again. He smiled, fully recovered from the emotion that had overcome him. You're really seriously too nice to me. He smiled back. I don't think there's such thing as too nice when it comes to you. Cove brushed his hand against the pale ghost of a scar on his arm. He was at a loss for what to do now. The clock ticked away, counting the seconds of silence. Once you had a chance to settle your thoughts, you figured you'd tell Cove the intriguing news. I meant to tell you earlier. I saw Shiloh today. Huh? Shiloh? Cove repeated the name, his expression blank. Milk kisses Cove. She starts having his... Listen! You know, I'm just lonely. Why do you think I played Mystic Messenger? Also, I would love to replay Mystic Messenger because I played it when I was in middle school and I would love to replay it again. However, I know it costs money for the hourglasses and I do not want to deal with that, honestly. But I want the different plot lines. I want to try and get with each and every one of them. You know, each and every one of them. But you know how much hourglasses and how much money it is for those hourglasses? Like, I don't want the basic... I forgot. Zen. Well, I didn't get Zen. Yusung. I got Yusung, but I didn't get the good ending. I got the bad ending because I kept telling him that I wasn't Rika. And he was like, gosh, you're so mean. I'm just saying. You play Mystic Messenger too? I did when I was younger and I would love to play it again because oh my god, I love 707. 707 is... Oh, oh my gosh. Cove repeated the name, his expression blank. From when we were kids. Cove pondered for a moment, then snapped his fingers. Oh, he was a freckly boy from that first summer, right? The one who moved? I met a guy named Shiloh. He looked just like Shiloh, like the Shiloh we knew, plus however many years. But he didn't remember me and just left. Cove frowned. That's, I don't know. Too bad I missed it, though you knew him better than I did. That was definitely true. Not only had Cove known Shiloh for a shorter period of time, but he and Shiloh had never quite gotten along. What? Not that they were enemies either, just kids who were only ever together because of the first people they knew, both knew. I wonder what Shiloh's up to these days. I don't have any idea. He didn't say much.
Oh.
That was everything you had on the news item. So you moved on to the next big update. Also,
You know the mean old neighbors? The one who would always yell at us?
He cringed, recalling those particular moments. Astro? Huh? Oh, are you leaving, Astro? Bye-bye. Have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, whatever time it is for you. I remember you're beautiful. Bye-bye. Because I was bored. That's nice. I'm glad you like him, though. Just know that I don't make videos often. At least, not now. So... He cringed, recalling those particular moments back in the day. Back in the day was not pleasant, even for someone as nostalgic as him. Yeah?
They're not coming. They didn't rent the condo this summer.
Cove's jaw dropped. You didn't blame him. That elderly couple had been an institution as far back as you could remember, long predating Cove's arrival. Even now as a teenager, you found your neck pricking as you walked by their condo, half expecting a scolding or for breathing the wrong way in the vicinity of their vacation home. It was strange to think of that coming to an end. Wow. Cove blinked, clearly struggling with the idea in the same way you had. I didn't see that coming. People being gone, people coming back. Feels like I've missed a lot. This has been a busy summer already.
Well, you haven't missed the fireflies. They haven't shown up yet.
Well, that's something. And we better not get left behind. There's still stuff to do. You nodded. As soon as you left your house, Cove bent down to let you climb back onto his shoulder for the last part of the journey. It seemed that no sooner had the night begun that it was already at an end, and the dawn of a new day was soon upon you. The next morning, your belly was full of breakfast, and you were in a pleasant mood. You hoped the rest of the day followed suit. Later, you were meeting up with your friends, Cove, Miranda, and Terry, to go into town. It was all on short notice, but that was because everyone was just so excited that Cove was finally back home. Have a nice day, Dream. You blinked, pushing all your thoughts away and returning to reality. Your mom was watching you with a teasing smile. So, what's on the agenda today?
I'm meeting up with some people.
Well, I hope you and your friends have fun. Don't get into too much trouble. She winked at you. You knew both of your moms wanted you to enjoy every bit of the summer before all the big changes started.
I'll try.
That'd be great.
But before you go gallivanting around town, could you bring the mail in? I'm finishing up putting the dishes away over here. Alright. Thanks very much. Mr. Holden. Hello. As soon as you were outside your front door, you couldn't help but see Cove and his dad standing around the road. They noticed you too.
Hey.
Oh! Hi. Hello. Hi. Hi, good timing. You should come join us. Who? Cove took you into his arms and held you tightly until you were ready to let go. I can't do dating simulators, man. Why does he still look young? He got them good genes, I guess. Them good genes that doesn't make him age. Cove took you into his arms. Oh, I already read this. To let you. His eyes shone brightly at you, sending your heart aflutter. His cheeks were flushed, and you could tell that he was a bundle of nerves. You were tempted to hug him again. You noticed Mr. Holden was taking in the scene of you and Cove with a self-satisfied face. Cove followed your line of sight and shot his dad an unimpressed look. For a moment, Mr. Holden seemed like he had a thought dancing on the tip of his tongue, but he decided to keep it to himself.
So,
what are you up to today?
As far as I know, nothing too much. Me and Cove are meeting some friends in town later.
Sounds like a plan to me. Yawning, Mr. Holden stretched his arms over his head. My boy and I have just been waiting around to see what the new neighbors are like. It was definitely his idea. I don't know how you're not interested in this. It's big news. Besides, it'd only be polite to greet the new folks in town. Maybe he'll be a single dad and his son.
You've been here too long. If seeing a new person rent a condo is what you consider an exciting development. Sighing to see that you're responsible. I don't want to meet them. Well, anyone has to be better than the last.
You know what? It's been a while. It's been a while.
For several moments, Mr. Holden was unable to answer. He was laughing and slightly shaking his head.
You might be onto something.
Cove put a reassuring hand on his dad's shoulder.
Don't worry about it.
You still make the most of your life before it's too late.
What?
How old do you think I am? I'm not that old. Okay, maybe I am.
Mr. Holden took one more glance at the currently vacant building and sighed dramatically. When he turned back to you and Cove, his whole body seemed deflated.
There's no sign of them. I still need to head to work soon. Cove gave his dad a few reassuring pats on the back. Okay, I promise to keep an eye out. I can text you if anything happens. Really?
Of course.
Oh, well, I mean, only until I have to meet up with Terry and Miranda. Would that still work? With a wide grin breaking out of his face, Mr. Holden looked absolutely thrilled to have his nosiness enabled. That works. He moved to firmly place both hands on Cove's shoulders, fixing his child with a firm stare. Son, you are my true ally in this world. What the fuck? Mr. Holden stood up straighter, letting Cove go. He looked reinvigorated. Okay, with that settled, I'll go make some money. That's always been the one thing I do best. Mr. Holden headed off to the garage with a big wave goodbye. Cove smiled the whole time you both watched his dad leave. You really liked Mr. Holden? Mr. Holden's one of your favorite people? Cove's dad was kind of a bother. You had mixed feeling. I'd say I really like him. You had for a long time. As soon as he was right out of sight, Cove slightly... Oh wait. Sighed lightly. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Just not looking forward to waiting. Guess I'll be hanging around the street for a while. See you later, bye!
Why don't I stay to see the neighbor keep you company? Curiosity, the new tenant was getting the better of you, and you figured that the wait wouldn't be too much longer. Besides, Besides, you just couldn't leave Cove.
Really?
Of course, I like keeping you company, remember? He stared at you a moment, smiling softly and thinking about his response.
Me too.
Okay. That doesn't do much for me, if anything. If you're hurt that I'm not responding to any of you, or to any of your stuff, or giving you the stuff that you would like, there are plenty of other content creators that can give you that. But thank you so much for your time being. I hope you find a content creator that matches your interest. Cove put his hand on your shoulder. His thumbs absent-mindedly moved in a soothing circle. The look in his eyes was much firmer. He was serious. Lem, you're my true ally in this world. That got a fair amount of chuckle from you. He grinned and still fading into amusement.
Thank you.
You're always good to me. You're lucky to have me.
I can't help myself.
Yeah? Well, good then. I don't know what I would do without you. The smile on his face reached his eyes, and it made you feel electric. Aww, and then he let go of you. Cove stepped over to his front porch steps, lazily taking a seat and leaning back on his arms. Our watch begins. Nodding in agreement, you joined Cove on the front porch steps. You both sat there in a comfortable familiarity as you settled in for the new waiting game of the new tenants. The neighborhood was quiet, and you sighed contentedly, closing your eyes and feeling the light breeze. I know! Where could you find a person like this? It's physically... They don't exist! They don't exist, man! They don't exist. They're non-existent. They don't exist. At all. The neighborhood was quiet and you sighed contentedly, closing your eyes and feeling the light breeze. Eventually, you both perked up at the sound of the car. A taxi followed the noise, turning onto your street. Cole's eyebrows raised at the sight, and he sat up straight on the stoop.
Oh?
This has to be them, right?
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Now that they were here, you couldn't help but feel just a bit curious. You wondered what kind of a person would be living in the neighborhood for the summer. The taxi pulled to the stop as you expected in front of the now empty condo.
It was on the same side of the street as your house, a few buildings further up. Without getting to his feet, Cove tried leaning and tilting his head to get a view of the passenger door opening up. The single occupant exited the cab. Huh? You could feel what Cove was in the moment. After the last renters, this new visitor was definitely not exactly what you'd expect. Is this Shiloh? Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? It was a young man, had to be close to your own age. He was dressed fully in what the hell's that word? Black and white and gray outfit. Even his side-swooping hair matched his scheme. What the fuck? What the hell is this? The other pop of color was from something that couldn't easily be fashioned submission. A pair of dark brown eyes, which you caught when he looked at it over to his audience. Hello, folks. Who might you be? We're neighbors? The smile already prominent on his face curled further. It was cocky, but you didn't get the impression it meant something at first. Hallelujah! You and Cove shared a familiar look with one another, bewildered even further. The color-coordinated man left it there, however, and with a firm click, he shut the door of his ride. Then he turned his back to you to retrieve a large, unsurprisingly black suitcase out of the trunk. Continuing on his own business, he strolled forward and lightly tapped on the driver's window with his knuckles, asking for them to roll it down. When it opened, he leaned down and rested his arm on the edge. You assumed he was thanking the driver for getting him there, considering he slipped them a tip during a brief chat. They shook hands, and then he pushed himself up and away from the taxi with both arms, giving the driver room to leave. The taxi pulled away, rolling carefully down the road and out of sight around the corner. The new renter had officially arrived. Mr. Cool Guy. Yo, he's got rings! He left his suitcase on the ground, out of the way of the street, and sauntered over your way with confidence of someone who had been invited to join. Cove finally stood up to greet this person. Aw, he's so short compared to Cove.
Excellent.
I'm Baxter Ward. It's excellent to meet you, neighbors. Oh no, is he a rich bastard? You were standing on the side he was approaching from. When Baxter got close enough, he offered his hand to you first. Can I give a low high five? Baxter made a word, twisted his hand to oblige your greeting of choice. Hi Baxter, I'm Len. Hey Mom, I'm quite keen on getting to know you better this summer. We could be good friends. From the other side, Cove made a sudden sputtering noise. And you are... He lifted his hand out to Cove next. Cove shook his hand, still eyeing Baxter carefully. I'm Cove. Baxter's whole demeanor lit up for unknown reasons. His eyes shone as he stared at Cove for a moment.
Really?
That really gave me butterflies. I don't know why. No, wait. Is that a nickname or your real name? It's just my name. Cove spoke mildly, having given the explanation many times in the past, but it clearly charmed Baxter all the same. He tossed his head to one side with a laugh. Your parents knew exactly what they were doing. I can't imagine a more fitting name for the face I'm seeing. Cove. That's gorgeous.
What?
It's really not. Hey, only I get to fluster him. That's a lot considering you're talking to a stranger. He's taken. Oh, that's disappointing, but not surprising. I'm guessing he's yours.
Yes.
Oh, the happy yes in his voice. You believe how fast Cove was to affirm that he was your boyfriend. Oh. Oh, that's so sweet. The embarrassment he was already feeling from Baxter seemed to have overridden the bashfulness he usually had when frankly discussing the romance. Mom is my girlfriend.
I get it.
And that's crushing, but makes sense. I got here too late, obviously. Though, really, I didn't mean to intrude on anything you have. I'm patently against stepping on anyone's toes. He chuckled to himself. It seemed like there was some extra meaning hidden there in those words. And you noticed that Cove raised an eyebrow, picking on that too. Baxter didn't even open his eyes to see your faces to know he had some feeling to do. He stood up straighter, striking a slight pose with a position on his feet. I'm a ballroom dancer, hence the phrasing. Oh, I didn't know much about the dancing, but that's pretty cool. It's not hard once you get the basics down. Cove didn't look convinced at all. Baxter took that as a cue to keep talking.
Well.
I gotta go now. Bye. Alright, thank you so much for coming. Have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, whatever time as you are. Remember, you're beautiful. Thank you so much for stopping by. Bye-bye.
But what the fuck? What the hell? Why is his voice so nice?
He grinned in a way that was rapidly becoming familiar to you. If either of you are ever looking for a partner, I'm available.
Okay.
I'll pass. Cove peeked at you, smiling softly. You felt his familiar touch as he squeezed your hand from it.
Sorry.
There's only one person I'd want to dance with. Sorry. I can accept that. Exactly. Cove is the guy I'd dance with. Baxter smiled and nodded understandingly, letting the subject go. After that, there was a full lull in conversation, and Cove attempted to fill it.
So...
What made you decide on Sunset Bird? Oh, yes. Well, my parents rented a condo, so I had a place to stay and stay while I'm off for the semester from college and not living in the dorms. There was a playful glint in Baxter's eyes as he continued.
Honestly.
Wow. Ideally, they wanted to send me somewhere that wasn't too exciting. But lucky for me, they picked the wrong streets, considering the two of you live here. Baxter then preemptively lifted his hands up in front of his chest, giving the gesture for meaning no harm. It's nice not to be the only one my age around the neighborhood for an entire summer, nothing more. There was a story you had heard before, the same one as when Lonely Cove and his dad moved in all those years ago. Cove wasn't relating, still. You could have phrased it like that in the first place. I don't feel the need to keep words of praise to myself, but they're not romantic, huh, moms? I see that you two are very much a committed pair. I'd like to be friends if we can, but that's all. It's okay. Probably oh my god, that's so mean! It doesn't bother me. I'm glad we're working things out. Shifting his weight to his other foot, Baxter tried to move forward.
So...
Which condo is yours? How long have you been living together? Oh, no. Cove sputtered again, and unintentionally a laugh escaped you.
That's...
We're both your neighbors, but we live in different houses with our parents. As if second nature, the two of you pointed to your homes, the buildings directly across the street from each other. Baxter's eyebrows raised at that. Your neighbors who started dating? What a couple of lovebirds. You're the backbone of a romantic society. Honestly, I hope you never break up. If you can make it work, there might be a chance for the rest of us. You knew Cove well enough to tell that there was a little bit of amusement in his expression, but he sighed as in exasperation. Oh shit, I pressed it twice! After that, you had no doubts about his claims of being complimentary. You were really starting to get a kick out of it. Well, if either of you are free, I'd be thrilled to hang out this summer. But we can save the schedule talk for later. I should get my things inside. He gave a small nod of head and flashed you both a dazzling smile.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Baxter. Bye. Cove gave a small wave as well. Bye, Baxter. See you. Baxter then turned his heels and strolled back to his suitcase, picking it up after bringing it to his condo. You and Cove were silent as Baxter unlocked the door and disappeared inside the house. With it completely out of scene, Cove let out a long breath.
Well...
I don't know how I'm going to explain that guy to my dad. You burst into a fit of laughter, trying to imagine the conversation. At least the job is done. We saw the neighbor. Now we can go meet up with Terry and Miranda. Yeah, we should get going. You gave Baxter's condo one last glance over your shoulder. You were looking forward to seeing more of him. You thought he was charming. You were not interested in him. You weren't sure how to feel. He definitely wasn't someone you liked. Pretty, I guess seeing more of him, he seems like a pretty good character. Baxter was different. You liked him, smiling. You hoped that he would become a good friend this summer. Turning your attention to Cove, you pushed all thoughts of Baxter aside. You both started making your way towards town. You took his arm, you walked next to him. You took his hand! Such your palm into his, and Cove laced his fingers with yours. His expression instantly became happier, and he lightly squeezed your hand. Ah. A little while later, you and Cove reached a main street in town. All of a sudden, you stopped walking. What's wrong? I think I heard my phone. You dug your cell phone out and looked at it with a satisfied grin. There was a new message. Before you could read it, you were distracted by a small amused noise from Cove. His head was slightly tilted to the side as he carefully looked at your old keychain. I can't believe you still have that. Well, someone was crazy enough to get it for me, so I'm... Of course I do. I love it. Yeah, the crab! You meant it. The intensity of your words had Cove blushing and looking away from you. For a moment, you were both at a loss for more words. You were sucked into remembering that day, but he bought it for you. Cove was the one who spoke up again.
It's nice.
I'm actually glad you like it. He looked back at you with a playful grin, especially since it cost me a whole $6. It's like $30 in kids' money. His matter-of-fact tone had you laughing deep. It took you several moments to compose yourself enough to speak. I didn't realize that was the going rate. It was then, probably be more now. So you're going to try to say that you're a bigger spender? In kid money, yes. It was definitely a high roller, remember? That had you both bursting into fits. Smiling, you focused on the task at hand. You opened the next text from Miranda, and all you saw was, I can see you. Immediately from where you stood, you started swiveling your head around. You couldn't spot Miranda anywhere, but she did send you more messages. I saw you holding Cove's hand. Scandalous! Where are you? Come on. Really, Randy? Randy? How does this work? Oh! Oh, I thought it was I thought it was messages that I sent. Haha, come on. The messages was set and you were back to looking around, scanning for any sign of movement and familiar faces, but they were still invisible. Cove looked at you carefully, raising an eyebrow. Yeah! At once you hooked your arms around his neck, holding your phone, and brought him even closer to you. He blushed and gave you a look mixed with amusement and confusion. Seriously, Mom? What did the message even say? Before you could even begin explaining anything to Cove, you both snapped your attention to the yelling across the street. And there you saw Miranda and Terry coming out from behind the backside wall of the grocery store. They both started waving wildly to draw even more attention to themselves. Oh, with the grand entrance made, Cove became even more embarrassed about the position you were in and gently removed your hands from him. Cove took a step in their direction, grinning, and he put his hand around his mouth to better project his message across the street. Hey! Laughing and arm in arm, the girls stopped only to look both ways and then rushed across the empty street. Hi. Oh, she's so cute. Hi. I hope you weren't waiting too long.
Hey, buddies.
Wow! They're both so pretty. Hi. How'd you appear out of nowhere like that? Started giggling again. Terry glanced at Miranda, wondering what their story should be.
Ooh.
It was magic. Gesturing in a vaguely whimsical manner, Terry went along with the decision. And magicians never reveal their secrets. Ooh. Excuse me. That's fair. Terry then... My sis came in. Terry then closed the distance between her and Cove, and crushed him in a painfully tight hug. You're finally here! It's been so long! What took you? He did his best to eke out a reply with his chest being compressed.
Sorry.
Aww. Eventually, she let him go. Terry looked at him with a beaming smile, but Cove was distracted, rubbing his arms. Standing there, Miranda shifted her weight onto her other hip. She watched Cove patiently with a bashful smile. Welcome back. Thanks. It finally felt official. Everyone was together in one place. From here, you weren't sure how often you would have another afternoon like this again. They didn't either.
So?
Cove? Terry poked Cove square in the chest. You're gonna have to get me your schedule by this time yesterday.
No way.
Not really possible, Terry. But I can say as soon as I know. So far, work hasn't said anything. But I can tell you I'm busy with Orca activities. When Cove wasn't at his part-time job, he was pursuing his athletic and academic interests. He volunteered for Ocean Restoration, California Affiliation Orca. The group focused on cleaning up beaches and removing pollution from the ocean. Cove always loved the sea. It didn't surprise you one bit when he finally started getting involved with them. It was Cove's activity. You joined Orca too after you were an Orca member and introduced Cove to it. You know what? We'll let Cove have his own activities. It's good that couples have their own stuff. Their big Smash event for the year is coming right up, isn't it? Yeah, there's not that much more to do before then, but I'm kind of looking forward to the fundraising push. You nodded, wondering how the event would turn out this year. I know you can do it, and even if it goes really bad, it'll still look good. Oh, it'll still look good on a college application at least. That's true.
Hey!
Guess what else? We don't have to stand here to say stuff. Let's go! Up with like a meal now. Perking up, Cove nodded in agreement. Yeah, for sure. The four of you headed into town, happily chatting the whole way. The only decision left to make was where exactly to stop and eat. The rest of the afternoon and evening passed by in a blink of an eye. When the night fell, it was time to head home, and you parted ways with Miranda and Terry. You and Cove reached your neighborhood without events. It was late enough that your out-of-the-way street was dark and silent. You strolled with a skip in your step. You were tidily walking. You ambled along. Cove was giving you a piggyback ride home. I would say with skip. Days like today, filled with good food and good company, left you feeling energized. As you walked alongside Cove, you peered at his face out of the corner of your eyes. You wondered why he felt so distant to you. It was out of character. For a while, Cove silently stared ahead and left you alone with your own thoughts. It surprised you when you did hear his voice all of a sudden. He still wouldn't look at you. It feels weird coming back to the neighborhood and trying to get into things like they're the same. And they're not. They've changed. They're still changing. You all felt uncomfortably dry all of a sudden. It was true. The things that kept the people you knew together were starting to disappear. Each person had their own priorities and their own path now, that it wasn't set for them. You thought about your own immediate future. If you had to choose in this very moment, you wanted... That's not school or work. To work part-time. And... Let's go... Yeah. For career, you thought you'd like... starting your own business, find a company, work online. Start your own business and work online. For yourself, you wanted to work on self-improvement on your own. Take some time to try to figure out what you want, you truly want. All of it. And for you, for that you wanted to travel around different places. It will all be happening so soon. You already made plans for a trip. You started to prepare what was coming. You haven't done anything yet. And about your search around. You know what? Let's make Cove the only person who knows. Now you wonder what Cove had in mind. You heard him consider some things for his future, but it was never anything that would have counted as a real plan. Making it back home, you both stopped in the middle of the street. Cove sighed. Cove looked at the ground for a moment. His mouth trembled, trying to settle on the right words to say. So, are you still thinking about relaxing for a while and stuff while traveling? Yeah. Cove closed his eyes and nodded while he composed his thoughts. He looked at you when he lifted his head. I decided on something. Well, kind of. He smiled slightly and rubbed his arm, and then his expression grew more serious. I'm not gonna decide on a school or career, not this summer. I'm gonna stay here, at least in Sunset Bird. Probably move out on my dad's place. I'll keep working my job, keep doing my volunteer stuff, and everything else.
I don't know.
Maybe I'll know what I want for myself by fall, or next year. Or maybe I'll never have a plan. Life will continue on whatever is happening.
I'm not gonna crush myself trying to have everything figured out by a timeline that someone else has set. I just can't do it. So true! Me too! I feel you, Cove. You too. His brow furrowed and his tone was tense. It was clear how much expectations were weighing on him. I know that's not very exciting, but it's the best I can do right now. He laughed derisively. I can't read, stay in school. But the way his face looked, you thought he actually wanted to cry. He smiled. I wanted you to come with me. Nothing about his plan surprised you, and yet somehow along the way you assumed otherwise here to think about. His face crumpled, and your original assumption was proven correct as tears easily began to fall from his eyes. His chest heaved and his words were whispered. I'm sorry. Maybe I could still go, or I'd only be a little late. No matter what's happening, I want you to know that you won't ever lose me. I won't really be gone. I'll still be there for you the best I can, whether it's long distance or whatever else. Cole's expression softened. His lips pulled into an affectionate smile.
It's okay.
You deserve to have everything you want in life. Aww. I'm about to be cliche. Should I be cliche? Ah, my back and posture is so ass. I'm like, ah. Okay. Ow, I hit my hand. You're the only thing I want. Came out softly, almost a whisper. You could hear your heart drumming loudly in your ears. Looking at you fondly, Cove took a step closer. He then brought a hand to your face, cupping your cheek. Dotingly, his thumb lightly brushed your skin. A shiver shot. They explained it so well. They explained it so well. I could feel that. What the fuck? He spoke to you softly, wholeheartedly. He meant every word. Things are hard right now. It scares me. But it'll be okay. It'll be more than okay. Now that things are up to us, we can make our own lives better than they ever were. You believed him. No matter how daunting the future could be, he was right. You would be okay. Deeply, you met Cove's gaze. You nodded. At his expression morphed into a look of careful confidence. Clearly, he was still struggling with this topic, and you wonder what else might be on his mind. This was a start, I think, but it's not over, is it? We'll have to keep talking about it going forward. Yeah. Cove softly reiterated his promise. It'll all be okay. We'll still always be there for each other. Is that good with you? It is. Cool. That's cool. I'll see you tomorrow, Lem. I'll see you. Night. He pulled you into an unexpected hug and knocked the breath out of you. Yet, couldn't have been more a reassuring feeling. You returned his embrace and stayed that way for as long as you could.
Good night.
Aww. You finally let go, giving you another smile. Not a kiss goodbye? Rude! No, I'm kidding. Then Cove started walking up, but you remained there, frozen in the middle of the street. You watched him and wondered how many more times will he be able to say that he'll see you tomorrow. You hoped for countless more times. Finally, you turned towards your house. You vowed to yourself that you would make the most out of every moment you had this summer. Alright. How long have I been streaming? How long? Almost 2 hours. I'll do one. I'll do one, and then the rest of them I'll save for next stream, I would say. Like, 2 weeks from now. Because next week I am not streaming. Let's go with Hang. You grabbed the large beach towel from off your bed and stuffed it into a bag. You already packed your water bottle for your upcoming beach hangout session. The stars had aligned, and somehow everyone was free today. Miranda had set things up with her severely bubbly phone calls between you, Cove, and Terry to find a time to hit the beach. You were hoping that this would be a fun time together. Shirtless Cove! on your windowsill and kicked one of his legs into the air idly. He already had his swimsuit on and his towels. No 5+ hour stream today? I would, but I know by the time I get to the second one or the third one, I won't be able to read and I will be burnt out. I will be burnt out. Cove sat on your windowsill and kicked one of his legs into the air idly. He already had his swimsuit on, and his towel was bundled under his arm in a misshapen ball. He showed up earlier that morning with a surprising amount of enthusiasm. He was chatting as he caught up to his preparation. But seriously, I couldn't find my swimsuit this morning. I looked everywhere. It disappeared. I had no idea what I was gonna do. I'll tell you, you don't have to wear a swimsuit to be on the beach. Completely vanished somehow, just like your old soap. I'm gonna say that. You totally didn't lose your stuff again.
Seriously?
Very funny, Mlem. That was different. And I was 8. Anyways, I don't know why it was in the bathroom when I never put it there. Hello, how are you? He gave a small smile and readjusted the towel in his arms. You now could see that it had been folded at some point, but then rolled up and carried without much care.
I'm so glad.
I'm just glad I found it. It would have been crappy to lose my favorite trunks. It was nice to see Cove so happy and comfortable in what he was wearing. You walked over to your dresser and mused about how you had to pick out your own swimsuit. Luckily, since you were average height, you only needed to worry about finding the right size. When it came to the shape of your body, you had curves. Am I thick? Am I curvy? Let's be curvy, chat. Let's be curvy. And little muscles. Let's be curvy and fit. Your build was toned and firm, with muscles that were there, though slight in size. You had gained more muscle in recent years. It was clear when compared to how you were when you were younger.
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I was thinking about some things. What things? Just myself and my body, really. His eyebrows rose at your admission of self-reflection. And what do you think? What did you think of who you were? You considered your identity further. You always felt sure about your gender. You wondered if your gender was really something you felt right about. Oh, that's... Wow, this game goes into, like, topics like that. That's actually so cool. Because that's awesome. But, yeah, I am okay with my gender. Being called her was right for you. And you had small boobs. Breasts are not exactly small, but not huge either. Chat, you know what? You can't look. This is too much information, chat. You can't look, chat. You can't look at the decision. You can't look, chat. You can't look. You can't look at what I pick about my my booba, even though you may already know the answer. You focused on Cove again. He smiled at you, tilted his head. A question still in his eyes. Well, let's see you pick small. Hey, you didn't know for sure if I did or didn't. You can't prove it. You can't prove nothing. He was waiting for you to come to an answer, but before you could, you had something to say to him. What do you think about me? About how I look, I mean. Cove smirked a little, his eyes taking you in easily. Fishing for compliments, Mom? Oh, the giggle is so cute. You look great. Everyone knows that, including you, by the way, unless that's changed. Well, I was just asking, so what if I complimented... what if I don't compliment you? You still should. I blushed. You felt your cheeks heat up and looked away. Cove shook his head. His hand wanted to try and subtly cover his smile. I was kind of worried you were so in your head because something was wrong. Guess not. I'm glad.
Hey.
Hey, Mlem. This has been very educational. About what? Cove gave a bent smile, pointing to your arms. Particularly toned today. It's
Yeah, he answered not with words, but a solid okay sign with both hands and the same cheeky smile. He suddenly flushed when he realized how boldly he complimented you. He stood by it, even if it was a little red. You were a little taken back. That came out of nowhere. You glanced at yourself. You like that? Yeah. You started to flex to show off. You have some very good arms yourself. Yeah, let's compliment him too. Cove ducked his head and started to rub his left arm. It seemed he was more prepared to rain praise on you than to receive it himself. Sorry. It seemed he was much more prepared to rain praise on you than to receive it himself. He could barely respond. Thanks. You too. Oh, I already said that. Thanks. Finally, you felt that was enough of the topic for one day. You went back to your original goal before you got sidetracked. You needed to pick what you wanted to wear to the beach. Two-piece casual clothing you wanted to wear. Wetsuit, swim trunks, a Speedo with the top. Chose two-piece tankini. Wait, are those we're just gonna go with a regular two-piece, Yeah! While you dug around in your drawers, you tried to think if there was anything else you were missing. Grabbed up your board shorts, you picked a regular shirt to wear as well, you grabbed a full swimsuit to cover up as well. A regular shirt to wear. With that taken care of, you held your outfit together and looked to Cove. He was tapping his toes on the side of the wall as he waited. You vaguely wondered if he thought that was a comfortable place to sit. You hoped so, given how long he'd perched on it. Regardless, it was time for him to go. You weren't going to put on your beachwear with him just chilling here. I need to change. Cove smiled, content with being kicked out. Alright. Cove lowered himself off the window and strolled past you to get to the door. Slay brushed his finger against your cheek when he passed by.
Bye.
I'll see you up front. Okay. When you were alone, you got undressed and put your on swimsuit. You also checked your beach bag for the final time, and it seemed like you hadn't forgotten anything. You left your room and hurried down the stairs, ready to meet Cove. You made sure to lock your front door and walked outside. Cove stood on the road, looking down and scuffing his feet in the asphalt. When you shut your heavy door, he looked behind you and smiled. Hey! Hi. Miranda and Terry are gonna be here in not too long. Terry even texted me earlier saying she was mostly on schedule.
Well,
why don't we just head to the beach and wait for them there? We're both ready. That sounded like a good idea to you. You said as much. And Cove shot off a quick text telling the two of them where you'd be. Cove gave you the thumbs up after a message was sent. It was a familiar path to walk, and it wasn't long until you reached the shore. Cove laid out his towel on the warm sand. You set off your stuff beside him and looked out on the ocean. The rolling swells at the shore, rhythmically. You all lucked out. It was a beautiful day. The sky was clear and the waves were good. It was a balmy summer day with a pleasant breeze to keep things comfortable. Essentially, it was perfect.
so?
Do you feel like heading into the water? Maybe just walk down the shore? Or you want to do something there? Let's jump in the water! That's what I'm here for anyway. Cove nodded, accepting the plan. He kicked some sand off his towel absentmindedly. Yeah, sounds nice. He took a deep breath and tasted the relaxing salty air. Cove caught your eye and gave you a small smile. You chatted a little before a comfortable quiet settled over the two of you, content to watch the waves as you waited for the others. Luckily, it didn't take long until you heard shouts. You turned your head to see both Miranda and Terry running toward you. Miranda was faster, making leaps and bounds across the sand. Terry followed in her wake, laughing with a towel clutched around her shoulders and flowing like a cape. Miranda started making her jump. Miranda started making her jump, more theatric and more precarious as she got closer. Cove waved them on with a bright grin. You shouted greeting, you cheered at their antics, you waved too. Let's cheer! Whoa! The two officially arrived at Cove's. and you were set up, looking completely ready for an ocean adventure. They were already in their swimwear, and were raring to go. Hey Terry, Miranda, welcome to our beach.
Hey!
Hello, hello. She beamed and Miranda nodded with a smile.
Oh, yeah!
Man, I'm so pumped. Yeah, I'm really glad this worked out. What have you guys been up to? Over here in your own town. Cove, Lem, have we missed things? Cove blinked and then shrugged, and nothing he wanted to mention came to mind. You have a vague answer. You shrugged like you gave a recap of how your family was doing. What have you been up to?
Oh.
As usual. Terry laughed and mentioned a few things about her own parents. Miranda brought up her family and shared some of the wild things her older brother had done. Terry then started talking about her morning and how she'd almost overslept since she had stayed up too late last night. She bounced on her feet as she spoke. Don't worry about me being tired today. You know I ran on less back during school. Miranda filled in the group about her morning. Apparently everything hadn't gone smoothly. She met up with Terry on the way here, and you knew the rest. Cove offered a suggestion to the girls. Hey, why don't we take this out to the water?
Okay.
You felt pleased that Cove remembered what you wanted to do. Sometimes he could be thoughtful like that. Terry threw her stuff down on the sand, started running for the waves. Miranda was more careful, setting down her things and waiting for you to Cove. Cove tilted his shoulder to gesture over to the ocean.
Alright.
My allergies are kicking in. Why? I've been looking forward to this. The three of you made your way down to the shoreline together. Miranda cartwheeled and Terry clapped. Soon all four of you were in the water. Cove swam out the furthest while Terry instigated a splash fight. There was a rarely quiet moment where someone wasn't laughing. Hours passed and the group had moved between different activities, some low-key and some more exhaustive. For you, it was another break time. You sat on your towel and sipped on some water. Your friends were hard at work burying Terry's full body under a pile. Miranda used her arms to force up sand around Terry's sides. Cove worked on covering Terry's feet. You took another drink and closed your eyes. Eventually, a shadow passed over you, dampening the light as it was so notable. Even in your eyelids. Easy white chocolate. I wouldn't want you to melt. Sorry, that came to mind when I saw that. You checked to see Cove had joined you there. He knelt down to dig around the white pile of assorted beach stuff in the middle of everyone's wet towel setup and pulled out the sunscreen. He took a seat next to you on his towel. He opened the bottle with a soft pop and began to reapply the cream. Hey. Hey. He ran his hands across his chest to work the sunscreen in, and you might have checked him out a little from the corner of your eye while still sipping some water. He noticed you noticing him, and he tilted his head your way as a smile. You could help if you want. Hey, yo! As in, like, I can't really get anywhere on my back with this, so if you do it, that would be nice. Is that alright? Yeah, I can do that for sure. Thanks. He scooted behind your boyfriend and reached a hand across his front so he could squeeze a small pile of sunscreen onto your hand. You rubbed your palms together, spreading the cream out more evenly, then began applying it softly to his shoulder blades. From there, you moved to the tops of his shoulders, the nape of his neck, and down his spine. Cove was mumbling the entire time, but you couldn't make out what he said. He might not even realize he was doing it himself. Wait, boyfriend? I missed so much already. Yeah, we're dating Cove now, guys. We're dating Cove now. The tone of his voice and the look on his face got the message across just fine, however. He was happy. You were too. After he and you finished up, Cove let out a comfortable sigh and looked off into the distance. But then he sighed again, this time in an exaggerated, disappointed way. You wonder if he was going to sigh again, even more dramatically if he didn't say anything. Yeah, what's wrong? You inspected his face to see if there was anything actually distressed about him, but he still looked like he was exaggerating. You asked. You asked anyway, since it was obvious that was what he wanted. Cove shook his head, comically despondent. His frown didn't match the sparkle in his eyes.
Don't worry about it.
I'm just becoming another jaded adult, that's all. Now you were really confused. You waited for him to continue, and his next sigh did not disappoint. It was the most ridiculously sad sigh you had ever heard. Then he smiled a little. Mermaids aren't real. What? That had not been what you were expecting. What the fuck? You know how much I like mermaids as a kid. Well, merfolk as a whole. I really hoped that they were out there.
I mean,
The ocean's a big place, right? They could be somewhere. But the older I got, the more I had to accept it. They were just a fairy tale. He jerked his head over to the waterline and rolling waves. They crashed against the shore and then drew back. My dreams are crushed. I was hoping for a mermaid girl for one day. It's okay. You'll find her one day. Just go on a shipwreck. Go into a storm. The boat explodes. Then a mermaid will come and save you and sing to you. And then next thing you know, a whole life story begins. They crashed against the shore and then drew back. This is a perfect beach for them. It's pretty and fast and never too crowded. If merfolk did exist, we definitely would have met one by now, or at least we would have heard of someone else seeing one. But nothing. It had as though the result was a true bafflement. He let his head hang. I gotta let the dream go. It's not like this is the only beach in the world. They could still exist. As you said, the ocean is a big place. Cove chuckled a little, eyes tilted off to the sea, his face still low. Maybe it's for the best. I got saved by a dolphin. I don't know what to think. Darn. I guess you're just in the wrong world. I guess you're in a Minecraft world where the dolphins save you when you're drowning. Let's say a more person did happen to watch SpongeBob one day. Looked at you with a fox doleful expression. I could have lost my girlfriend to their magical underwater world. Go live underwater. I go with the marshman, but only if you could come with us too. Yeah. He hadn't expected that answer. You're a nice person, Lon, but what if they didn't want me? Would you seriously stay on land? Gave it a look. You meant what you said. It only worked if the offer was built for both of you. Are you sure that's the right call? It's a beautiful, kind mer person. If a beautiful, kind mer person falls for somebody, I'm pretty positive that the sensible response isn't to return and say, no thanks, I'm gonna stay on land with a normal guy. Are you warning me that you'd leave me if I got you got that kind of offer? Yeah, are you saying you don't want me to be blindsided when you ditch me for a mer creature? They're real? No, this is what I'm trying to say. I'm not the one who would have to deal with that. You know, it isn't the same kind of thing. If a mer person did magically appear, there's no chance it'd be me they'd call for. The more Cove spoke, the more it sounded like he could be merfolk himself. She got an air, a fish out of water. Oh my god, that's a plot twist to it all. He's a merfolk. It's all a lie. I mean, you're the one who's charming and talented. He barely eked the last words out. There's anyone who wouldn't choose you. Oh, you were completely flattered by how highly he thought of you. Oh my god, he kind of has hair fangs. They're like small though. And then you heard Miranda screech. Your attention immediately switched over to your friends. Solitaria got impatient and shifted her legs. The walls Miranda had been meticulously building collapsed into a wet heap of sand. She surveyed the damage critically. We're gonna just start over that part. Do you just want to give up on this now?
No way.
The burial must continue. I'll try not to move anymore. Okay, if you're sure, I'll try to fix this. Miranda started to rebury her, and Terry shot her thumbs up. She realized too late that her moving arm was a bad idea. More sand on her crumbled, and Miranda put her head in her hands. Cove caught her eyes, turned to drag himself. Seems like we're needed. You agreed to follow him over to the girls. Miranda nodded at you both with appreciation. The three of you did your best to finish the job. You all worked out of a system of using enough wet sand to help you hold the rest together. With 3 people, it didn't take long for Terry to be entombed. Terry grinned massively, and Miranda offered high fives. The pile was officially done. Oh yeah! Resembling the Kool-Aid Man, she kicked herself out of the ground and with gusto. Sand went flying in the direction. Terry's shaped imprint was left behind. Miranda yelled again, and Cove chuckled. There probably wasn't a better way to get out. The 4 of you continued to have a good time. You went on a shell hunt. Miranda managed to find the biggest one while you found the most colorful. Cove caught a tiny crab. You did a bit of everything. There were impromptu games, just soaking up each other's company. However, after a while, you all had ran out of water, drinkable water anyway. It was decided that you'd head to your house or Cove's house. Things were gathered, and you started to cheerfully walk up the road. What next? I don't have anywhere to go, so it could be whatever. Same. I guess we can keep hanging out. Excuse me. Terry snorted and readjusted her grip on her things. Don't sound too sure there, Cove. By this time, you could see their house. See your house. And taking you long to make the trip, the conversation continued with everyone drawing out suggestions. Are people hungry? She looked from face to face in inspection. Cove and Miranda shrugged in concert. No one was overtly opposed to it. Cove is a lizard person. What the fuck? However, you weren't really starving. It wasn't quite a mealtime. We could get dessert. Miranda put a finger to her lip and thought. With a smile, her voice became more confident. Yeah, that would be fun. Terry considered it and then shot Miranda a thumbs up.
Sure.
Sounds great to me. I could definitely go for that. I think that's a great idea. There's nothing sweet at my house. Your friends glanced at Cove at his place. He shook his head immediately. Dad doesn't have anything good either. I mean, unless you want dessert-flavored protein shakes. Ew, no. She cut in and held her hands up as if trying to ward off something evil. Cove smirked.
Not bad.
It's not that bad.
Nope. Well,
There has to be some kind of sweet shop around here. Let's look it up. Terry nodded and started to dig around in her bag. I like the way you think. Terry continued to rummage in her bag as she grew increasingly frustrated. She puffed out her cheek and knelt down, setting the bag on the ground. With both hands free, she was able to fish out her phone. She raised it up in triumph for a brief moment of celebration.
on it.
I'll search for something good. Terry got back to her feet, hefting the bag over one arm, tapping away at the screen at another. But she assessed Cove from the top to bottom. No shirt, no shoes, no service. Cove glanced down at his bare... No! I accidentally pressed it! At his bare chest and feet, having not even registered it prior. He chuckled a little. I'll grab something. Cole moved over to his house. He looked towards yours. Let's wait outside. You watched Cove disappear into his house. Terry was deep in the mess of scrolling through the food options. You shuffled over to where you could see, and Miranda did the same. There's ice cream. People love ice cream, especially around here. I don't really like ice cream.
Uh-huh.
Cool, cause I don't either. She flicked her finger up and another ice cream place showed up. Melty Moo Moo's frozen treats with an unfortunate cartoon mascot. I like ice cream, it's just not for today. There has to be something else. You thought on it, and Terry kept scrolling. You had a door open and Cove reappeared. You're about to be surprised at how quick he was, but then noticed he just thrown on a t-shirt over his swim trunks and slipped a pair of sandals on. Of course. Hey. Everyone else exchanged their respective greetings, then looked back at Terry's phone. Terry scrolled further and made an interested exclamation. Oh, it's getting to the point, chat. I'm already forgetting how to read. Oh, what about this place? They sell crepes. That's something you don't see every day. Look how fancy they are. She shoved her phone into your face. It seemed like a cute shop. It didn't show any pictures of the actual building. The food seemed good. It was one of those places that put in a lot of effort into their presentation. With branded wrapping for their crepes. Fuck! And well-applied toppings. Weird, I've never heard of it. I haven't either. Mysterious. But grapes are so good. She nodded her approval as Terry admired more of the photos. I'd go. It's not too far, but we could drive. Terry tried to success of a plan made. You all walked around to Cove's car. He ran inside once more to grab his keys. The dirt in this car. Yeah, let's wash me. Yeah. You noticed a thin coat of sand and dust on Cove's car. It had probably been a while since he'd washed it. With a smirk, he carefully wrote, "Wash me," with your finger.
Very nifty.
Good work. I wonder if he's even gonna notice. The car beeped and unlocked. Cove ran up to you with his car keys in hand. His hair flipped in his face and he brushed it away. Shotgun! She clambered into the passenger seat without hesitation. You didn't argue and climbed into the back with Miranda. Terry activated directions on her phone map Oh, wait, yeah. From Mem act as their navigator, directing Cove to the creeps. The GPS tried to get Cove to turn into a non-existent road once, and wanted to do U-turn instead of just using a left turn. But with Terry looking at the actual path, it went smooth enough. He would led to a small stall in a parking lot rather than a full building. That explained why there hadn't been pictures of the crepery's interior, and why it was new to you despite living in this town your entire life. It was a completely new structure that popped up recently. There's a window you could just walk up to, and one for cars to drive up to. Cove parked with a laugh.
Come on.
I don't think I need to put on a shirt for this, but I still want to try it. Let's go.
What?
Do you not trust us to eat in your car? She gestures it to a drive-through option. Cove shook his head with a snort. I trust some people here, maybe, but wouldn't it be more fun to actually check it out? Everyone acknowledged his points and piled out. Terry tried to tease Cove a little, but Miranda started talking about the last time she had crepes. Apparently, they had been a dessert explosion topping with multiple sauces, powdered sugar, and what Miranda was pretty sure had to be a cake icing. That's sweet.
So great.
Literally, it was so good, but I regretted it so much. I couldn't finish it, and I really tried. You can do it this time, Randy. There were some laughs when you got up to the menu. You realized that there was some more. My nose is getting itchy. Fucking damn it. More than just crepes. Wow. There were definitely crepes, many crepes. However, the stall also had a lot of different drinks as well. Tea, smoothie, milkshakes. Jackpot! She grinned and held out her fist pump. Miranda high-fived it. Oh my god, my nose. It's getting itchy. And I think I got a sunburn for yesterday. Ow. It burns! Okay. The two stared at the awkward, vaguely turkey-shaped hand configuration they had made, and then slowly put their hands down. Cove's mouth twitched into a smile. You stepped up to order first. You glanced back at the menu. Wait, your nose burns? Your nose itches every time you play this game. I think you're allergic to this game. The thing is, whenever I play visual novel games, I don't know why, but my nose starts to get itchy, and it only happens. Wait, your nose burns? Well, I think it's because during 4th of July, I was rubbing it a lot, so I think it's like, you know, dealing with the pain of that. Either that, or I got sunburn on my nose, and the sunburn is affecting the way. Maybe all the voices you're making. I know, but I must continue. He said to order first. He glanced back at the menu. You ordered a crepe. Let's order a drink too. Hello, I'd like to get a crepe and a drink, please. There was a woman who looked a little older than you taking the order. She smiled back at you, ready to hear a specific of your purchase. For the crepe itself, you wanted chocolate! For the filling and toppings, you picked powdered sugar, strawberry, chocolate chips, and whipped cream. After you picked the size, you were asked to what you wanted to drink. You ordered milk tea, iced coffee, strawberry smoothie. Ooh, a coffee frappe. I don't know, I don't usually order coffee like this. You could also add a mix-in or toppings for the drink. You just added chocolate, you added whipped cream. You can add boba pearls? Let's add boba pearls. You paid and stepped aside to let your friends order. Cove got a lemon crepe with powdered sugar on top and a mixed berries. He also got a plain strawberry smoothie. Terry went crazy with toppings. Although she ordered a plain crepe, she had it smothered with whipped cream, cream cheese, chocolate chips, chocolate syrup, and bananas. Miranda opted for a frappe with caramel syrup and condensed milk. I think it's pronounced frap. Frap? Is it actually pronounced frap? I feel like that's wrong though. The four of you stood off to the side as you waited for your treats. What a nice view. I heard what you ordered, Mom. Glad I'm not the only one to go for a drink and a crepe. I couldn't pick just one, and why not? Exactly. It's gonna be good. Mom, man, your crepe is gonna rock. High five for topping appreciation. She held her hand out expectantly.
fist bumped her palm. Terry stared at her hand. She blinked. She looked between Miranda and you. Is this just a thing now? I don't know what you mean. Miranda's voice was surprisingly seriously, while her face looked like she was seconds away from laughing. Terry shook her head dramatically. Order from Lum? Oh, I've got to get that. You grabbed your order. The others didn't take much time after that. With the goods collected, everyone admired their treats. Terry dug into hers, and Miranda gave hers a tentative sip. Terry noticed acceptingly, with her mouth completely full. Miranda tilted the frappe over to her with a grin. Terry sipped it and clearly loved it. She praised her crepe over to Miranda. You could tell that there was an intent to look at it to make it look nice, but with all those sort of toppings piled on top, only so much could be done. Miranda took a huge bite with gusto and sighed happily. Terry seemed satisfied and took another slurp of Miranda's drink. They'd both only gotten one thing, and probably because they knew they'd end up sharing. His face lit up in excitement and passed his crepe to you.
Of course.
Oh, his voice is so nice. You exchanged treats and took a chomp of the lemon crepe. It was light, with the sourness from the lemon and sweetness from the syrupy berry mix. The smoothie was finely blended with occasional chunk of strawberry. Cove seemed to enjoy his taste, then he swapped back. He smiled as he took a loud sip from the smoothie. Thanks, you always get good stuff. With that, Cove started to eat his treats in earnest. You saw him take a huge gulp of his smoothie, and then without swallowing, he added a bite of lemon crepe. Cove? Terry tore off a piece of her crepe and held it out to Cove.
So?
Care to make a trade? Sure. Instead of continuing to loiter in the parking lot, the four of you started to walk down the sidewalk. There was a lot of sharing going on, with crepe bits and toppings being passed around. Whoopsies. You wouldn't have been surprised if Terry ended up drinking more frappe than Miranda did. He kept going down the way, eating, drinking, and chatting. You hadn't realized just how far the group had wandered until you ended up at the now leaving sign. Apparently you were about to just walk right out in the middle of nowhere. Terry took her mouth off to Miranda's straw and started sipping the frappe. Impossible! Preposterous! How are we already at the end? I always forget of how tiny this town really is. Cove chuckled a little and swallowed a chunk of Terry's crepe.
I guess.
It kinda is, huh? I didn't feel that small when we were growing up. It definitely felt bigger then. There was a time when Sunset Bird had felt huge. It seemed as endless as the ocean. There was always some street you hadn't wandered down, something new for the tourist. But now, you'd realize it was just a pond in this big, big world. Seeing the definite end of only reinforced this. Here was the boundary that proved your hometown could be walked over out of with ease. I guess this means we should probably head back. One doesn't just walk into nowhere, to nowhere land. We're not the only one, Terry. There's four of us. Terry scrunched up her face, not wanting to acknowledge the bad joke. She decided to ignore it. It stinks having to go all the way back. Yeah, but it's not like there's anything out that direction. And if we keep going forward, it'd be even a longer trip home. You stared off into the stretch of the road as Cove agreed that he didn't want to go out any further. Can we take a break here first before we turn around? We've been walking for a while and someone finished my drink. Right on cue, Terry loudly sucked air from the straw. It was so good. Miranda looked at her, but Terry remained unrepentant. In the end, though, it was agreed to hang out around the sign before heading back to the car. It didn't take long to finish the rest of the food and drinks. Everyone gathered up the trash and stuffed it into bags and pockets for now. The group relaxed on the grass, keeping account of all the cars that drove past. It was a high number. It was not a high number. 14. The highest passing car drove into town from somewhere outside. But as the vehicle came by, it slowed down, and you watched as it ultimately rolled to a complete stop. The black car parked right by the now leaving sign. Everyone exchanged a baffled look. Then the well rolled down and the driver appeared. As soon as he saw his hair, oh my god, is it Baxter? No one else knew presented himself so distinctly. Hey neighbors. I knew it! Cove also jostled with recognition.
He pasted on a cordial smile and waved politely. Afterwards, he put his mouth back over the straw for his long, empty drink, as if trying to act cool. You wonder why he was doing it here. Hi! You inhaled and tried to be loud enough to account for the distance of the car. It's nice to see you again. Somehow he was able to project his voice in such a way that it still sounded smooth, even though he was definitely speaking loudly. You wondered where he'd learned to do that. And you thought about the odd picture this made. A fancy black car pulled up over to a group of teens, mostly still in beachwear. Miranda was incredibly confused and shrank back to watch. Terry tilted her head in an unspoken question. Cove made a quick gesture pointing towards Baxter, and a light bulb went off for Terry.
Alright.
Ah, that's the new person in the condo. The Bee-Man, right? Yeah, Baxter.
Oh.
Oh, I wasn't sure if I'd ever actually see him. Her voice was quiet. Miranda usually got shy around new people. Terry was quite the opposite. Incredible! This is perfect! Terry hopped up from the grass and ran to Baxter's car in full of excitement. Behind him, Miranda picked herself up and dusted her imaginary dust off her clothes. She sent a searching look to you and Cove, to which Cove shrugged. Miranda nodded and with clenched fists hesitantly followed Terry. Terry bent down to talk to Baxter through his window. She blasted through introductions, with Miranda putting in a shy wave. Cove looked at you. He still clearly had no intention of going over. We stayed with Cove. When Cove realized you were planning to stay with him, he smiled a little. Cove shuffled closer and dropped his voice. Honestly, I still kind of find it hard to talk to the guy. Yeah. Yeah, I thought you would. Cove sighed and ran a hand through his hair. He looked at you with a wary expression on his face. I'm glad you do, because I don't think I could explain it if you asked me to. Tries to be considerate, but it doesn't totally land for me. Sometimes people don't hit it off. The two of you waited for others to finish up, and you couldn't hear what they were saying from there. But you could see from body language that Terry was up to something, and Miranda didn't like it. You and your neighbor exchanged a look. After Miranda seemed to calm down slightly, Terry turned around to wave at you. She put her hands to her face to make a megaphone. Come on! Get over here! Baxter's giving us a ride! Cove's mouth popped open in surprise, then his lips curled together in clear displeasure.
All right.
I should have known. She's always pulling something. He took a deep breath and then shrugged. Guess we have to get over there. It's gonna be really awkward now since he knows we're trying not talking to him. Yeah, we can't hide over here forever. He followed him over to the car, apparently about to get a lift. You were just happy to get a ride. Regardless of anything else, you didn't have to walk back. That's what counted, and you were grateful to Terry for arranging it. You arrived at the driver's car window, and Baxter smiled welcomely. Hello. Hey. Cove greeted him mildly, his expression cautious. Howdy, Baxter. Alrighty, plan made. Let's hop in. You excitedly opened the passenger side door and buckled yourself in. The car was pristine, and you were right near the new car-scented air freshener. Baxter had the air conditioner cold but low, so it was pleasantly cool inside. A nice relief from the summer sun you had been baking in all day. Your friends clamored in the back. It definitely seemed the slightest bit squished back there.
Does that sound alright?
Welcome to my vehicle. I hope everyone is comfortable. And if someone could point me in the right direction, we could be on our way. Terry went back to navigator mode and led their journey. It was basically a straight line with one turn at the end into the parking lot. Baxter nodded from up in the driver's seat and pulled back into the road. Luckily, the street was still dead empty. It took no time at all for Baxter to park right next to Cove's car. There wasn't enough time for a proper conversation to start. The occupants didn't seem to mind. There were smiles all around when Baxter parked next to Cove's car. Woo! Miranda clapped quietly as Terry cheered. Cove chuckled nervously. Nudged. You were relieved you made it. The trip had gone without issue. Baxter hadn't sped excessively or stopped for another set of teenagers in swimsuits. He'd just driven down the road and now you were here. You sighed a breath of relief and put your hand on the door handle. We've arrived. That was easy. Terry flung open the door and climbed out.
Thanks.
Everyone else exited the car as well. The group thanked Baxter with varying degrees of enthusiasm. Baxter himself got out too. Everyone congregated right again in front of Baxter's car and Cove's car. Cove looked back at it, frowned. He'd finally discovered the wash me you'd put on. I wonder who did that. You snickered along with Miranda, who realized you'd been caught.
Ooh.
It's a mystery. Right. Terry bounced over to Baxter and offered her hand for a handshake. He accepted it as easily with a charming grin. You're a pal. You're too kind. It was no trouble whatsoever. I'll be keeping this car all the summer. If it suits you, you're welcome to take my number and give me a ring whenever you're in need of another ride. That goes for everyone here. I have a car. Terry busted into laughter and Miranda fidgeted. She did not know what to do with that. Baxter really went fast, didn't he? He noticed her discomfort and smiled with a soft tilt of the head. I'd be happy to help again, but that's... No! Oh shit, wait, oh fuck! That's the only reason I offered. If you don't need it, you can pass on it. That's weird. Can I have your number? You know how weird that is to ask another guy for his... No. When her giggle subsided, Terry put a hand on her chin with brows furrowed. I wonder what that option be available right now. You could valet us somewhere cool. Cove was taken aback. He put a hand on his hood car. We're going back to the neighborhood? Wasn't Baxter going back to the neighborhood too? Why would we go somewhere else? Because we can? Miranda squirmed nervously and then committed to piping up.
Maybe?
We go to the park nearby my place. It's a really nice place to hang out. You and Cove shared a look. The big park was pretty nice. Let's do it! Baxter tapped the side of his face and thought.
It's doable.
He has a lot of voice lines. I think this is the character that has the most voice lines so far. I haven't heard that much. He glanced at Cove and then switched focus to you.
Well,
We have 2 cars. If some people want to go to the park, I could still take the others home. But if everyone's going, it wouldn't make sense for me not to go. Let's go back with the neighborhood with Cove. We'd rather go back for now. You let the group know. Both girls frowned. Neither wanted to leave you or Cove behind. Terry started to look troubled at the started bouncing in place. Today's all about us hanging out. We can't just bail. Amanda nodded and bit her lip. We don't have to go to the park. Going back to the neighborhood has plenty of appeal. Could prove to be the better idea. Cove winced and shook his head.
don't worry about it.
No, really, it's fine. We've done plenty of hanging out today. If you want to go to the park, you should. You don't have to worry about us. Go have fun with Baxter. Okay. She didn't sound too thrilled, and Miranda patted her on the shoulder.
Okay.
Guess we'll see you later then? Probably. Cove smiled and she rolled her eyes at his wish-washy answer. He knew you'd be seeing them again. My nose. Everyone finished saying their goodbyes, and then the 3 climbed into Baxter's car. Bye! Terry started to shout back and startled Baxter slightly. Miranda laughed and waved back. Terry rolled down the window. See ya! Bye, Terry. Bye, Miranda. Then Baxter rolled down his window.
See you.
Have a safe journey back. I'll see you around the neighborhood. Baxter started to pull out of the parking lot, and Cove waved them off, stepping forward as they pulled away. Then it was just you and Cove left in the parking lot. He rubbed his hands together for a moment and unlocked his car. You got shotgun seat this time, and Cove took his place at the wheel. He put his key in the ignition and turned to you. I'm surprised you didn't want to go. I only wanted to go so you had a reason to leave. Introvert. Cole smiled, satisfied, and finally turned his key to start the car. The car back pressed quietly. They were all familiar roads you'd seen before. Soon you returned to the comfort of your own neighborhood. Cove pulled in and parked. He shut off his car, then both got out and stayed in the road.
I guess.
Guess that's it. Thanks for the ride, Cove. I'll see you later. It was fun. Plus, if farewell's given, you walk to the front of your door. You're completely changed out of your swimsuit into more comfortable clothes. That was definitely a benefit of coming back. Ugh. Time ticked by as the sun set. Orange gold light streamed stripped under the windows. You could tell the weather was still really nice out there. Your attention was taken by your phone. At the top of the screen, a little alert told you that you had a new message. Hi, Mom. We're gonna see fireworks. Do you want to come? Oh. And Terry texted Cove. He said he'll be there. How did their trip start hanging out in the park and end up finding some previously unknown fireworks spectacle? It was definitely news to you. Fireworks? I'd love to. Yes, okay, I'm tired. No, sorry. Fireworks was kind of out of the blue, but that sounded a lot of fun. That was something you couldn't miss. Miranda sent back a cheery smiley face, not even 5 seconds later. Then you got a yay! And she sent another message that told you that Cove would be at his car soon. You quickly got yourself ready and headed out into the world once more. On the way, you sent a message to Cove that you were coming. He texted that he was already outside. Just as promised, Cove was waiting by his car. He hadn't bothered to change at all. He was quite comfortable going around in his swim shorts. He slipped his phone into his pocket and waved you over. Without needing to say anything, you got into a shotgun seat. You noticed the exterior of his car was no longer coated with dust. He must have washed it in the past few hours. Direct action. Cole looked at you from the driver's seat and smirked as he started at the car. Here we go again. Yep. He pulled out to the road and raced towards the city as the sun continued to sink below the horizons. Oh my gosh. When the city lights sparkled around you, Cole started looking for a parking spot. It had been a smooth drive, but unfortunately finding parking was a task. You tried to text Miranda to see where they had parked, but she admitted that there hadn't been any openings around there. They had gotten lucky with one single spot. Cole had to drive around to a few blocks, but finally he spotted something. He pulled in and parked, feeling just as triumphant as if he'd won an actual prize. My nose! Why? Sorry. Tara sent a text saying to hurry up and get to the waterfront. Miranda attached a helpful picture of where they were. You pointed the way to Cove, and the two of you jogged around a bend, and then down the brake-lined walkway. Eventually, you saw three silhouettes in the distance. They started to wave at yellow. One of them jumped into place, said, "Oh, with their arms going back and forth." It had to be your friends. You rushed over to them. Ren and Terry ran up to meet you halfway with faces full of smiles.
Hey!
We missed you! Buddies! I knew the day wasn't over for us. Hey. Guess you were right. I'm happy we made it. Baxter had stepped up at some point too. He ran a hand through his hair, trying not to interrupt the reunion. Hello. Hey! Cove gave him a nod. With the band back together, the group walked back to the area where Baxter, Miranda, and Terry had originally set up. It was quiet. It was a quiet open area on the waterfront. Cove let out a relieved sigh after things calmed down. So, did we miss anything? Nah, you're good. Nothing's happened yet. We think it's gonna start really soon, though. What are these fireworks even for? Well, she smiled a big grin at Miranda. Randy talked about watching fireworks at the park. And that reminded me about how there's a big company having an event tonight. I heard they were gonna have fireworks. There's no way we were getting into that party, but... She put a finger up and her smile turned devious. I'm positive we'll still be able to see the fireworks from here. They can't have explosions in the sky from the public. That's ridiculous. You suddenly wondered how Terry had convinced Cove to come without prior explanation. He was utterly stunned that this was the source of the fireworks. To be fair, you had asked Miranda for the details either. Oh, you hadn't. Oops. Cove scratched his head in defeat. I guess we're already here. It's kind of too late now. You bet your wet blanket it's too late. She shook her head with an exasperation, but let him off with a minimal teasing. You felt excited. The spontaneity of the whole thing combined with the amazement of fireworks was the recipe for you to be bursting with anticipation. I couldn't start soon enough. Terry led Miranda to sit down on the oval slabs along the path. Miranda took a seat and began tapping her knees together as she waited. Oh my god, I can't read. Terry, meanwhile, crouched more than sat. Baxter flashed an unreadable smile at Cove and you, and then took a spot next to the girls. Cove seemed surprised, and looked over his shoulder to watch him begin to chat with Terry.
I think?
Guess he's trying not to upset us. Whether you left to make Cove or you more comfortable. Wanted to escape potential awkwardness, or if you really wanted just to hit it off with the girls earlier was anyone's guess. That's nice. Something seems to strike Cove as he tried to unsuccessfully hide his smile. Most of us are in swimsuits, wearing beachwear in the middle of the city in the dark, while waiting for a fireworks show was clearly the joke of the day for him. Cove smirted once and then looked back up at the sky. Wow! A flash lit up the sky with a brilliant green. Your eyes flew off the building in the distance and slowly watched the bated breath. With bated breath, you heard a second boom and a red firework lit up the sky. Whoa! The show's starting! It's so pretty! They came running over to get closer, positively beaming. Well, Terry pressed herself against the waterfront, getting as close as physically possible without just going swimming again. Baxter followed a few steps behind, his mouth hung open at the sight for a moment until he caught himself and once again shifted to pleasantly composed. More fireworks went off, shooting out hundreds of tiny sparkling lights. The colors stood out sparkly against the dark sky. The biggest one washed your surrounding with their hue, turning your world blue, then red, and then golden.
Welcome.
Did I deliver or did I deliver? Miranda's eyes glittered and she lightly bumped Terry with her hip. Good job. Terry stumbled at the friendly nudge, but was pleased with the compliment. She grinned back. Miranda slowly swung her hips the opposite way to give you a bump as well. It was friendly and soft. Woo! We did it! You smiled at her and nodded. You were pleased that you hadn't missed any of the show after all. Despite how unorthodox the impromptu fireworks plan had been, you were ecstatic it worked out. Luckily, you arrived in time and it was shaping up to be a particularly colorful fireworks show. The rest of the group huddled around and railing to the take in the shows as closely as possible. Miranda stood close by, Terry's hands gripped the top. Cove laid his arms across it while leaning forward, and Baxter rested his elbow on the rail, putting his back towards the fireworks. He seemed to have more fun watching the others than the actual show. Oh! She pointed out a golden firework and beamed. Ah, that's so cool! Terry held up a hand for a high five, and Miranda obliged her. Terry whooped and shot you a smile. What color do you think the next one will be? Without giving Baxter a glance, Cove answered immediately. Green. It was orange. Baxter chuckled, but wasn't interested in calling Cove out for being wrong. Is that your favorite color? Green?
That's...
It's one of them. I think that's nice. It matches you. And is yours black? That's one of them. Cove smirked just a little and left the conversation there. They're becoming buddies! Sitting next to the girls. The girls noticed you moving closer and made room for you in the middle. You stepped in the space and they smiled at each other. The two leaned in, sticking you firmly in between. Terry laughed. Friend sandwich! Miranda laughed as well, and you smiled. The three of you watched the show all bundled together. The spectacle continued. What the fuck? Continued up to the ante. Up the ant? What the hell is that? Why? By bringing more fireworks out at a time, the colors danced across the sky and reflected over the water. You reached out a hand and watched as it tinted green with big boom approach. Fireworks are normal summer tradition, but this was admittedly an unconventional approach. Showing up in the city last minute to watch a display of a technically private event, that made this feel special in a way that just planning to go to a public fireworks show never would. Terry's idea may not have left you with a lot of time to prepare, but it sure led in a unique situation. It was clear that this was an unforgettable night. As the finale sounded, blazing the sky with unbelievable beauty, you remember thinking that there might never be a night exactly like this once again. Not for the rest of your life. You planned to hold on to the feelings you had in that moment for as long as you could. Yay! We got through the one. Let's save. Happiness, boating, serendipity, late shift, reflection. Hang. Oh, it's another hangout one. Yeah, it's another hangout one. Oh. Penny Mountain Sightseeing. Oh. But that is where I am gonna end it off today. We're gonna end it off there. How fun! How fun, how fun, how fun. How fun. I would continue, but I don't think I could read anymore. I really don't think I could read any longer. I'm like stuttering and shit. I'm like la 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 la. Cause I already have a stutter, a slight stutter, so this doesn't help. Okay, there we go. Thanks for the stream, of course. Thank you so much for joining. I'm so glad to have you here. Lots of stuff, chaotic stuff happened in the beginning of the stream, but today the last week of streaming. Oh, it is. This is the last stream of the week, and for a while, next week I'll be streaming only on Friday, and you know what that is? A debut stream. I will be doing a new model stream where I showcase my new design, and a new starting soon, ending and BRB screen, and as well as a new reference sheet for my new design. So yeah, I'm actually really excited. I finished the model today. It looks as good as it can get. I'm really happy with it in a way that I never thought I would as a person who has never rigged a model before. So I'm hoping it turns out nice. I hope to see you guys there. Don't forget me! Don't forget me! Favorite thick. Sadly, I'm not that thick in this new model. At least I don't think I am. But yeah. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you haven't already, please like the stream. It helps boost my channel to the algorithm and shows YouTube that I'm an active streamer and content creator. So you don't leave us for Kick a Rubble. I'll miss you, Mel. I won't forget you, whoever you are. Hey! Hey! Don't worry, I'm gonna stay on YouTube. I like YouTube. YouTube is nice. It's a bit off, but I do wish I had like channel point stuff. But you know. But yeah. I'll see you guys then, okay? You guys want a little sneak peek before I go? Hold on. I'll give you guys a little sneak peek before I go. Hold on. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. I'll give you guys a small little sneak peek before I go. Before I leave for the week. Give you guys a small little sneak peek before I leave for the week. A small tiny one. A small tiny one. A small tiny one. Small tiny one. Actually. You guys see it? You guys see it? You guys see it? Whoa! Whoa! What could that be? Is it my giant car? There's a small little sneak peek. Whoa! That's all you're gonna get. I mean, you can kind of see if I. Oh! 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 I have to turn it off just in case now. New snake model. But yeah, that's what's been stored. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to show you guys it. The thing I've been working on this whole time. Yeah. I'm not gonna turn the model back on because I would have to switch back and I have some stuff to do. But I hope to see you guys for the new 2.0 model debut. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. And yeah, if you get me to 1,000, we will have a custom Valorant game with you guys, and I'll have a new cover uploaded for you guys. Yeah! Have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, whatever time it is you are, and remember, you're beautiful. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you guys next Friday. Bye-bye! Bye!